Woo! Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Vatorgames in the building. You know what it is. I'm off center. This is Vatorgames TV. This is the show of CIA, Citeh Intelligent Agendas. Let me get this light on. And I'm your host, Vatorgames. Let me make sure I put out all of my posts. We've got a fun CIA. We've got a fun CIA. The results this weekend. What a difference a week makes. What a difference a week makes from talking ball last season, being a City fan and being perplexed and upset to what's now happened in the league is amazing. Let me make sure I send this out properly. Boom. Bam. Thank you. Boom, bam, thank you. You guys, y'all can finish that in the chat. Boom, bam, thank you. All right, we sent that out. Let the people know we are good to go. Now, agenda targets after game week 13 we are going to discuss. But what I do every show is first things first. My peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are no longer here, thought of and always remembered. Got to do that right from the jump. It's what I do. I take time and think, take time and reflect. Also, I gotta show love. I gotta show love back to the people in the chat that are showing me love even before the show really kicks off. But they're here to support. They're here to give me those encouraging words to be like, keep doing what you're doing. We're here for it. First in the building this episode is Dre P is first in the building. Dre P goes, like your live reaction. Listen, something I wanted to add to it. I'd like to be able to get these thoughts out of my head uninterrupted, just be able to flow and obviously talk with the chat. I love it. Thank you so very much, Dre P, for that feedback. Too many City fans are falling for the rivals and the media agendas. Yeah. They get played. They get manipulated a little bit. They kind of get stoked up a little bit with their agendas and their narratives, especially early. You can see where they're coming at. You got to take a step back sometimes. And I thought for the better sake for me, instead of having to like fight uphill all the time, I was like, you know what? If people are interested in catching my takes instantly or later on, and again, not great. Not my channel is going to be a humble one. I see my agents. I see the CIA agents backstage. We're going to have such a great show based off of the agents that I'm seeing right now, and the points of view that I know they're going to have. Again, this is going to be a convo where it's your opinion, not challenging it, but looking to understand where you're coming from, because we're all in the field. We see things differently. Now, I have to emphasize the reason why I'm doing the match reactions, Dre P, good looking out, is so that I can get my thoughts off uninterrupted. It really helps me massively. Massive clubs like Liverpool and Arsenal, 20 years without a title. Why are City fans losing it after a win versus Leeds? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. And I've heard this more than once. I'm gonna ask my agents when they come to the stage. You know what, Dre P? That might be the very first question I ask. I'm gonna ask the agents when they come to the stage. Were you happy with the win? That's the first thing I'm gonna ask them, just to kind of like level set, see where people are at. Because, and I'm no judgment. I saw this a lot this weekend, not just Manchester City. I saw this a lot with regards to the fans. Fans saying, I'm not happy with the win. So I'm going to ask the agents and see where they're coming from just so I can understand. Sam in the building. Yo, Vader. Are you now Gator? I don't Gatorade, because some say that I kind of give the copium. I kind of give the, instead of Kool-Aid, it's Gatorade. Like, you know what I mean? They kind of play on that. Like I'm giving like false hope, or I'm too positive. So they tried to do a little twist on the name. Sam, I don't know. Listen. Papa Vatorgames named me Vatorgames, so it is what it is. My name's Vatorgames. It is what it is. The agents backstage. I gotta drink some water because this is great. You know, you gotta take a break. You gotta chill because you gotta calm things down. Pep on the sideline when he's getting a little too heated, he's like, "Let me drink some water." Because the agents that I'm seeing backstage is gonna be an amazing show. Trevor, Vader, what's up? Listen, we got 3 points. Elsewhere in the league, clubs that were ahead of us happened to only get 1 point this weekend. Some positives out there. Some positives. Blue in the building. Bless Vatorgames TV. Listen. We're doing something. I'm so much love and appreciation. I had to push the show back 30 minutes. All right. I want to do this show live, 10:15 UK time, 5:15 my local time, but I had to push the show back, and I was driving responsibly, but I had to get wifey and little princess to the movie theater before returning back. So I'm glad I was able to do it, and we were able to do the show right on time. Listen, I gotta shut down the show. Listen, I can't hide it. I've told you guys before. You guys kind of know in the chat what I'm about to say when I have to shut things down. When I have to shut things down, my gal, clinical, wouldn't understand. But when I see my gal Rose in the chat, I gotta shut things down. She goes, Vader, I'm so happy this weekend. The team fought for the important win. Love for your show. Rose, thank you so very much. We gotta shut things down. Absolutely. Blue, that was clunky, clumsy performance. Felt like an L. It felt like an L. It felt like a weekend of drop points. But it was neither. It was neither. It was not an L. It was not a weekend of drop points. It was actually points gained. Let's go. All right. I'm gonna bring all the agents to the stage at the same time, and I'm posing them all the same question. They're gonna answer one by one. I don't know who am I gonna bring? Actually, I'm gonna hint each agent, and then I'm gonna bring them all to the stage. All right. Let me hint. The very first that showed up was ready. They have lots to say. I know they're gonna have lots to say, and I enjoy their perspective. Let me find it. I gotta organize this thing a lot better. First agent in the building happens to be. What is going on here? Did this change up on me? Oh no, here we go. All right, here we go. Kel's in the building. Agent Kel's in the building. Good looking. How you been?
Good. You know.
Good?
Nice day out. The sun's shining.
Nice day.
Good
Sun's
Thanksgiving.
out.
American holiday, so.
Yeah, continued happy Thanksgiving, because obviously the kicks off Wednesday going through the weekend. I want to ask you, I'm not sure if you heard it backstage, but your feelings of the win.
Honestly, I was really disappointed with that. I'm happy. Obviously, 3 points. I'll take 3 points every day, but for me, it's just a harbinger of things to come. And
no.
That's what worries me.
Just with regards to the win, are you happy with the win or sad with the win?
I'm happy to get 3 points. Absolutely. I'll take 3 points, by hook or by crook. But
okay. In
terms of the game, I'm just disappointed with the game.
Okay, well, we will get there. I got other agents backstage. We will get there. So, for the record, Kels is happy with the win, but in the big picture, she's got some things that she wants to, or she's got feelings that aren't happy feelings when it comes down to the game, which we will discuss next. Next agent in the building. And whenever I'm able to link up with this agent, because schedule-wise, I know he's got mad things going on right now. He's very busy. But let me bring the other agent. Clinical in the building. What is going on? How you been?
Big up, bro. I'm here. You can hear me fine, right?
Perfect.
Wonderful. Yeah, man. Big up to you and Kels and everybody in the chat. As for your question, I am happy with the win.
Okay.
It's a bit deeper than just that, but for the sake of the question, I am happy with the win. Yes.
For the sake of the win, you're happy with the win. Okay. I'm just saying because I heard more than one City fan say they weren't happy with the win. I heard more than one City fan say they weren't happy with the win. So I just want to get that out there. Now, I got agents backstage. Let me bring the agents backstage. Guys, everybody in the chat, comments, thank you. Good looking out. Hey, say hi, say welcome, say bless up to when the agents come to the stage, show them some loves in the comments. The next agent I'm gonna bring to the stage, and again, this one's a warrior. This one's a warrior, and he has to deal with it in the YouTube world, but more importantly, he's putting in that work on the Twitter X app. I see him putting in that work, and he's got to put in that work against rivals, and as of late, against City fans as well. But let me bring my man to the stage. Proper intro, and why am I so disorganized with this thing? I got to label it better. Conway!
Yo, Vayo, what's good? You can hear me, yeah?
I hear you loud and clear, Conway. Now listen. I know it's been a up and down week. I've been asking each agent that's come to the stage the one question: your emotions, your feelings, right? We know this is an emotional game. We're fans. We're reactionary. Fans is short for fanatic. Were you happy with the win?
Yeah, 100%, man. Whenever you see your team win, you get happy, bro.
Okay. Happy with the win. And the greater conversation we'll take with regards to the game, performance, and all of that stuff. The next agent, and I'm going to be real with you. What makes this, actually, he's gone off camera, so I'm going to wait for this agent to come back. But I want to say this real quick. And this is what I want to be level set. Everybody in the chat, I want to remind you. We will continue to be who we are. I've got my life experience. I've got my perspective. Kel's got her life experience and her perspective. Conway and Clinical as well. They've lived their lives. They look at sport. They look at football. They look at themselves and how they see as being a fan, and they represent how they are. We will always respect that on this channel. Always. Difference of opinion, it doesn't matter. But how we will express it is with patience and respect. So if I happen to disagree with a point of view, it's calm. Say it. Chat can disagree. Chat can agree. It's calm. We'll take it and we move. This is CIA. This is CIA. We're on a mission for Manchester City. So as long as we all have that in mind, it's all calm. The next agent, and this is why I had to do this intro, because with regards to maybe having a different perspective, a different vision, we're still about the same mission, and that's about Manchester City. This next agent has been doing his thing. He gets put on panels and has to deal with 1v5, 1v6, 1v7. It's a madness at times. I rate what he does each and every time. He also does his important work on Twitter X app, and to some point it gets overwhelming. I can see sometimes when it's weighing on him, but he does the work for it. He doesn't have this title for no reason. All right? It's not a self-appointed one either. He's earned it. He's put in a lot of study. This next agent, Agent Professor. Let's go. Thanks for being on the show, my guy. I've been asking everybody. No different. I got to ask you, the game versus Leeds, the end result of the win. Emotion-wise, were you happy with the win?
I was happy with the win, yeah.
All right. So okay, now we know every agent on this show right now. Every agent is happy with the win, but this is where we go deeper. We go deeper to we're happy with the win, and then there's but my feelings with regards to this, and this. All right. So I'm going to ask my agents different questions if they have different perspectives, or there's some things that you guys want to chime in on, because unfortunately I'm only able to see the visual reactions from Kels and Professor. So but listen, Conway, Clinical, if you want to chime in, feel free to do it. The chat, I'm going to do my best to keep up with that and put those on screen, but we're going to keep the conversation going. Insomniac, Blue, Dre P, Prodigy in the building, my gal Rose, everybody that's been in the chat, good looking out. Trevor, let's go. Now, Kels, you said you were happy with the win, and there was a however. All right? The however part. Can you tell me, was there a however with regards to the starting 11?
A tiny bit. I don't think you need Bernardo Silva in a game like against Leeds. I think you need to create chances against a lower level team, and I don't think you need him for that. Save him for the bigger games where he's going to have more of an impact, because when we need to create goals, he's just not going to help with that. So
okay,
I was fine with it otherwise. I kind of expected it, but I mean, I did expect him to play because he didn't play midweek, but I just think you can manage him a tiny bit better. There's certain, because we're trying to avoid burning him out.
Yeah.
Because we need him for Bournemouth away. We need him for Anfield away. We need him for Bernabeu away. We need him for all these big away games. I think we're going to need him big time for Fulham away.
All right, we got Fulham away.
So
we got
why
Sunderland
waste him on
coming up.
a promoted team at home?
Okay, not mad at that. Now, as you said, you wouldn't have played him, and I'm gonna ask real quick, Clinical, Conway, Professor, just real quick, just a yes or no. Do you agree with Bernardo was maybe one of those players you would have been okay not seeing start, or do you have a difference in player that you would have maybe changed within the 11?
I disagree with that.
Okay, you would have kept 11. You were kind of calm with the 11.
Nah, just the Bernardo point really, because
Go ahead.
Kel's mentioned that we don't need him for Leeds in terms of creating goals, but our first goal that we scored against Leeds, Bernardo was the most instrumental factor in that goal happening. So it's not a case where I would have not started Bernardo in that game. I'm comfortable with Bernardo starting in that game.
Yeah, I hear her point though. Like, could we have gotten the same contribution with a different player playing in that role? Resting Bernardo, I'm kind of in agreement. Not needing him, I think he had an impact. It's probably one where he plays this one, he doesn't play the next, he plays the next one. But
Bernardo didn't play a single minute against Leverkusen.
That's true. And that's why I think most of us kind of said, well, this is going to be a game he's going to play. I'm going to ask this real quick, Clinical. With regards to the game and the starting 11, do you think we created enough when you look at the first half performance?
I'll say yes, because we were 2-0 up. I didn't have the feeling that we were struggling to create against Leeds. My issue with and Bernardo Silva starting, I didn't really have an issue with it per se. Like, I saw the starting lineup. I think the only the two additions were him and Reinders. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have any big gripes with the starting 11 he went with. The match was going well until we decided
to. You weren't yelling for Shirky to be in that 11.
It would have been good to see him. Yes, it's a promoted team. He's a very creative player, and we saw from the cameo that he got. Cherky, I think he came on way too late, by the way.
Okay, we'll get there.
We'll get there. But it would have been nice to see him start at home against a promoted team. But I don't feel like we were crying out for him until the game kind of got a bit cagey. But all in all, I think the lineup that we started with, I saw it and I thought this should be more than enough to get the win today with no complications.
Fair. Now, Professor, did you think that was a 2-0 half, or did you think that we should have been down a goal or we should have had more goals when we look at the 11, how they performed, and our first half performance? Was that a 2-0 performance, you think?
First half, I think we dominated, and I was going to answer Carl's question. You know, Carl's a bit right. The fact that Bernardo should be playing midfield, we've always been dominating midfield, and midfield is weak. That's the question people say. The only problem that I disagree with Carl, if you look at the bench, two questions. The one of the things that Conway raised, yep, he didn't play a single minute against Bayer Leverkusen, so he was fresh. Number two, if you look at the bench, there was not any other person that would have played that position. If you look, we had John Stones. Would he have played that position? No. Omar Mamouche? No. Ryan Cherky at that position, can he track and cover ground as much as he does? No. Nathan Ake? No. Ryan Nouri, can he do it? No. Savinho not there. Abdul Kodir Kusanov, no. Rico Lewis, no. So there was no single midfielder that could have played that position. I disagree with Kel that part. But I understand that is an important position. It's just there was not any other solution to put Bernardo's position.
Now, Professor, 1 second, Professor.
I don't want to winger. You couldn't have played Savinho.
I don't want to move from that point, though. I don't want to move from that point.
Or Ryan Turkey?
No.
He doesn't cover ground.
Because of what Bernardo played centrally, when we think of the midfielder, that obviously is something glaring. Us as CIA agents wanting the best for the club, when we think of maybe an addition to the squad, we can understand why the club is probably looking for another midfielder, right?
Number 8.
Yeah.
Who could, because Reinders is more, he drives forward, so he leaves the gap around there. Reinders is not like Gundogan. He's not like Toni Kroos, who pick up the ball and dictate play and spread. Like number 6 and 8, what they do is they dictate the tempo of the game. Gundogan will decide the game's going slow. Okay, I'm going to go fast. This guy, but Reinders, what he does, he gets the ball and he runs forward. Yeah? He doesn't dominate and dictate. So Nico G gets left there. So Reinders is good, and I've researched this, and I think we spoke with Kel. Even in AC Milan, we looked at this, and I never looked at it in the past. He used to play with another two midfielder. Initially Benassar, then it was Fofana and someone else. So Reinders is good with another midfielder, Nico G plus someone else, who's more of a midfielder rather than an attacking midfielder. Because
Professor, I want to stick. The reason why I want to stick with this point, and Conway, let me throw this to you real quick. The reason why I want to stick with this point is because we had Bernardo start, we had Reinders start, and when Professor brings up, well, who could we have subbed on to fill that gap? And when I look at the players that were on the bench, it is alarming. So I put the chat. One of the comments in the chat was Elliot Anderson. We can understand why the club is looking for the next 8 / the next possible 6, depending on Rodri, and because that is glaring with regards to our strength. Would you agree, Conway?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I just want to say, if we do end up signing Elliot Anderson, I want 10% commission on that.
Wait, what?
Along with James Spence?
This is a guy.
Get out of here, Conway. Get out of here.
No. Me and Hamza were at the forefront during the summer when we were talking about heavy links with us and Morgan Gibbs-White. Me and Hamza said no to Gibbs-White. And during the summer, I told my fan base, Hamza can vouch, that I said there's another midfielder that's currently at Nottingham Forest who we should be looking at instead of Gibbs-White. During the summer, I mentioned Elliot Anderson before we had any of these links. The Anderson links only started popping up recently since mid-October or something like that. But way before that, I was talking about this guy. And I think he's a profile in terms of what we need on our midfield and what we're lacking heavily. Okay. From the defensive aspects, the ground that he can cover. This is a guy who, since he was introduced to the England national team, has been a starter for Tuchel since then. I think that's a profile that we can use in our midfield until Rodri and the other guys are back. I don't know when Kovacic is back.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but I think Elliot Anderson would be a huge addition, and that should be a position that we're targeting, not the other guy that we're
we'll get there. Conway, we'll get there. This is the thing. So if we're gonna be balanced here, we're gonna have the proper conversation. We currently have questions, or we're waiting for Rodri. We need to know proper assessment of where he's at. Also, Kova. We need to know where Kovacic is going to be back with regards to being impactful or being a part of the club. But we have to plan. We have to future-proof in case neither of those are to the level that we need. So the rumors, Elliot Anderson and so on, make sense, especially when we also need to consider that Bernardo Silva may be leaving. That's another player that we won't have that plays this role. So I wouldn't be surprised we go into the market in Jan and we go in the market again in the summer for a player profile very similar. Now, I got another agent, and this agent, he's on the ground. Again, different perspective. We have to hear each other out, and what he brings to the table, we have to assess, and we have to be ready to inquire, maybe to see the point of view. Now, this is an agent that's on probation. This is an agent that's actually a recruit. Doesn't quite have a proper intro yet, but he's gonna get there. All right. CIA agent recruit Spartacus in the building.
What the gas?
How's everyone doing?
Oh, we're missing
My
a Carl
guy.
now.
Doing all right.
Bless,
Good
bro.
to see you. Man.
Good.
Now, I asked every agent that came to the stage, were you happy with the win? Emotion-wise, were you happy with the win?
I was happy with the win, not with the performance, though.
Okay. We're talking about performance. I just want to say, because again, I came across many City fans that said, I'm not happy with the win. I don't care that we won. I'm not happy. And I'm like, what? What?
You have to be happy with the win.
You got to be happy with the win. That doesn't make any sense. You got to be happy with the win. Now, thank you for being a part of the show. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to have this convo as long as they let me. As long as the chat's involved, as long as they want to stick around, we're here for it. And no issues, no pressure whatsoever. If any of you have to drop, I know how it is. But I wanted your impact. Just make sure what you have on your chest that you express before you leave, please. Now, I asked Professor, was that a 2-0 first half? Kind of disagreed. I think we left some chances. I think we weren't clinical enough. With regards to the first half, Kells was ready to talk about the overall performance, and I had to slow it down a little bit. Little pace control. She was moving like Foden a couple seasons ago. Instead, I wanted her to be like Rodri, little pace control, slow the game tempo down. Now, this second half, the goals that we surrendered, I just want to speak about, because again, I've had to deal with this, and Spartacus, I'm through this to you. I've had to deal with many conversations in group chats and elsewhere about the manager getting it wrong. Okay? Can we speak about the goals surrendered? Are you placing, or how much weight are you placing on the goals that we surrendered on, I'm going to say, our manager? If he's not our manager, you can correct me, but our manager.
Our manager is our manager. The guys in Manchester City, so our manager by definition. But I don't put much weight on Pep on those, because I do think that those were mistakes from individual players. Nunes gives away in the beginning of the play and then messes it up in the second phase.
Yeah.
And the other one is just a brain fart from Josko Vardio as well. So in those specific moments, I don't think it's on Pep. But I do agree with the people that have been saying, and I've been saying this as well for a little while, we have an issue when opposition are going man for man in a high press. We have an issue dealing with those situations. Do I have an answer for that? Absolutely not. I don't know what to do and what we can do to improve in that regard.
Yeah.
But I do recognize that there is an issue there. And the way we try to circumvent it is by dropping players deeper, like Foden, Bernardo, and having them help with the build-up and progress the ball up the field.
Yeah.
This can work, but it also has an issue, which is when you drop players deep, you also invite the opposition to come deep to come into your half as well.
Yeah.
And this invites a lot more pressure, and it makes
You're cooking.
makes
Listen,
the progression to be able to go on.
Spartacus, I like where you're going here. Clinical, I'm gonna throw this to you real quick, because you and I don't know everyone else on the panel, you and I do the EAFC, right? We're gamers, right? And I'm not saying that real life football is like the game, but I'm gonna point this out. As Spartacus was talking about how teams are getting joy with maybe pressing us a lot deeper than they used to. Before, they were like, there's no point. We're gonna press. They're gonna play it around us. Ederson's gonna put a ball on a dime. What did he have, like 5 assists last season? There was something where they're gonna be like, no point in doing it. We're gonna get killed. Clinical. I want to say this. As Spartacus was talking about, the press would invite and come deeper and deeper. I think we're missing a trick, and maybe you can speak on it. Where between what we may acquire with a wing play on the right hand side, or even with regards to Holland, I think we're missing a trick with just having a system on if more defensive, or the opposing team is coming more and more into our half, does that not invite the ball over top? Clinical. Do you think I'm making it too simple to be like, okay, it's? I mean, of course, if the defense follows, right? If a fullback or fullback on either side, or even a center back, if they kind of also come closer, there's a ball over top for. But again, here's where the pace and power, where the physicality comes by. I don't think we have the body that can just turn and go for that to be a proper outlet. Do you think I'm wrong with wanting that, or needing that, or thinking that we're missing that? What do you think, Clinical?
Well, when I watch us, I get the feeling that it's more tactical, instruction wise. Like I don't feel like we're trying to organize the press as how we did a few years ago. Like I remember watching us in 21-22, and I was thinking us and Liverpool are two of the best pressing teams in the world, in my opinion. That is.
Sorry.
Now,
Clinical. No, I meant being pressed.
Oh, us getting pressed.
Us getting pressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you mean as how we set up against teams that try to press us, or how we play out of a team's press?
How do we get out of it if it's uncomfortable? Because I felt like a lot of teams have been getting joy with us being a little too lackadaisical, us being a little too cute with some passes sometimes. Like listen, I've grown more platinums because even when Ederson was keeper and he would put that pass through the middle, and I've seen so many times Bernardo kind of get clipped up, Rodri get clipped up, like those. It's just, do you think we're making it too difficult on ourselves? And is it manager? Is it player? Like, are we missing something with just going long?
I feel like as it relates to us playing through teams' presses, it's more chemistry from the players that, they're getting used to the players next to them. We don't have the team that's been coming along the years playing consistently in the starting 11 as we used to. We have a lot of newer players playing more consistently now, and I feel like that's probably where the link up and playing through the press kind of falters, you would say. Now, we do have games this season where we did show that ability, that it's still there, but I don't feel like we do it consistently enough. That's the main reason I think why we struggle.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
No, it's okay.
The thing is, if you want to just go long, it's actually not as easy as just launch the ball forwards and hope for Haaland to win the ball. You have to create a situation where Haaland will have the advantage to do that. But this isn't just leaving Haaland isolated. It's creating the space for a player to play the ball into those spaces as well. So the person who has the ball has to have enough time and space to get their heads up and play a pass into that spot.
Yeah.
When the opposition go man for man, the player with the ball doesn't really have that time and space to do so. So basically what happens is the first phase of play is always a game of finding the free man and getting the ball to him as quick as possible. When we used to have a goalkeeper who was very good with the ball in his feet, we used to just, if everybody's getting pressed, get the ball to Ederson. Ederson will be able to find the free man every time.
But Spartacus, this is what I would say. We would invite the press, though, right? We would, because we see this all the time. And I know we're kind of on this point a little longer, but I'm fascinated by it. We would see how we would be on the ball, and we know we're letting them run, and at the last second we pass it. Like we invite them to come on to us, and I would agree that we invite, and then it would be we get it to Ederson, and because it's man-to-man, someone's got to account for Ederson, which means there's less defensive, and then there's a ball over top into the right space. I agree with you with regards to that. I just find it, and I want to pose a question, Conway, based off of the 11, if you remember the 11 that started in this game when we're playing against Leeds, top of your head, excluding Donnarumma, who would you say are the least press-resistant players? And I can name out the players if it happens to jog your memory. So
yeah, go on, name them. Yeah.
All right, so we got, I'll go from front to back. Doku, Holland, Foden, Bernardo, Nico Gonzalez, Reinders, Nico O'Reilly, Gavardiol, Diaz, Nunes.
Yeah, when I'm looking at the outfield players, you know, our worst outfield player on that game was Reinders. You know, Reinders to me was when I was watching that game live, the stuff I was saying to him, if I was saying that in the stadium, I would have been kicked out, bro. I swear down. He was
He had a
pissing me
tough,
off in
he
that
had a
particular
tough game.
game. Cause,
He's
but
tough.
the
It's
position
tough
that he
because
was,
yeah. Go ahead.
the position that he was playing was kind of sort of baffling as well. Because I don't know, he was next to Nico G. Sometimes it'd be close to Haaland. He was all over the place. Whenever he got the ball, I think his only first thought process, like Hamza said earlier, was just to run with it to go forward. The amount of times he lost possession on the ball was crazy as well. I just think in terms of the outfield players, I'm looking at Reinders and saying, yo, I don't know how we can start him in the next game, because this is a guy who I feel like he got a bit ahead of himself when he had the first couple of good games with the his City career, and since then he's been, I don't know, man. But that's someone that needs to sort himself out, Reinders. Other than that, I can't really say too much about the other players. Second half, we were just all shocking.
Second half was shocking. So we surrendered the goals. Spartacus mentioned it. Is it this manager? What is he doing? Is it individual errors? Nunes, I think he was too nonchalant, passing it in the middle, and then Foden not quite getting to it, inviting trouble. And then not only that, he works hard, he gets back, and rather than clearing it again, he tries to take a touch, and obviously Lewin scores. The second goal, again, we know Gavardiol, Kells' crush, has had so many great games for us. What? Am I lying?
That's all just a joke. I hope everybody realizes that.
You can have player crushes. There's nothing wrong with that. Like when Yaya was playing, that was my guy. I was like, I'm sitting and I'm watching everything that Yaya does. I'm like, ooh, from a footballing standpoint, all right. That was my footballer.
Yeah, I defended.
My two football
KDB
crushes do not play for Manchester City. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh,
actually, they don't even play. Well, one of them plays.
I'm kicking you off the show. That's blasphemous.
Ray, are you about to mention the Gavardiol penalty?
The Gavardiol penalty, yeah.
Just a real quick.
Go ahead, Conway. Go ahead, yeah.
Because I'm just gonna say something, just a quick run. To me, that was never a penalty.
Oh my!
And why that wasn't a penalty? Is because if the PGMOL want to be if they want to be inconsistent, I'm gonna be inconsistent as well. Because last week when we went to St James's Park, we should have got 2 100% penalties at that stadium. But now in the first chance when Leeds go down in the penalty box and Gavardiol was the perpetrator there, all of a sudden you're so quick to hand out a penalty, but last week you didn't want to give me one. Actually, 2. Oh, come on, man. If they want to be inconsistent, I'm going to be inconsistent as well.
Those are the sirens going after you right now, Conway. You can't be doing
let them come after me. Let them come after me.
You're having a howl at that.
My head's still gone about last week, but sorry, man.
Conway, that I've realized that recently we're doing a lot of like mistakes, confidence issue. Donnarumma, obviously, he's not. Thing is, he's a good keeper, fantastic keeper, and you should be able to play from the back. And I know people try to crush him, but other than that, coming out there where he punched the ball, I think Donnarumma did what he needs to do as a goalkeeper. What our problem was is the defensive liability. We concede a lot of goals. We concede a lot of goals because we make errors. One day is this person, the other day is this person, the other day is this person. There's a lot of issues. To me, that first goal, whether you like it or not, Nunes had 3 chances. He passed the ball wrongly. He played the guy onside. And then other than clearing, and that's a basic thing, you clear or you pass it back to the keeper. And he took a silly touch. Like
he almost set it up for him.
That is criminal. Like
an assist.
People get mullered for this. Like, and he literally passed it to him, empty goal. But you look at this, I'm sorry to say this. At the top level in the Premier League, when you make that, then we started panicking because we've seen it before. We've seen it against Brighton. We've seen a mistake against Monaco. We've seen an error like that. So what happened is when Vardy makes that error, where again he just needs to clear it. You know, most defenders are there, bam, out. But he tries to take the ball to defend that ball off him and then slap. It's just again individual errors, and then guess what? Leeds smelled blood. Did you not see?
Yeah.
Leeds saw a team that's panicking. At one point, did you guys see? Leeds pressed. We were 2-2.
Yeah,
We
you're supposed to.
We should be angry and all that.
Yeah.
We couldn't come out the box. Even Nico Riley, they were pressing. Ampadu was pressing Nico G, that high. They told them, press them that high, because if you press them that high, these guys can't play under pressure. And that's the only thing concerning. Like, our team before were able to come out the press and say, you can press me, man. I'll take I'm able to dictate the tempo of the play. I'll come out this press. But that's what we can't do. Like, when we get pressed, we sometimes struggle. Like, even Cherky, when he came on, he lost the ball a couple of times.
Yeah.
He tried to do a little flick back.
I'm gonna get to you, Spartacus, but this is when I also emphasize being a little too cute, not being that assertive with either controlling the ball and passing it. It's like, I love it. Listen, I'm like, woo, when they do a little cheeky little one touch, the flick of the foot, and we're on. But at times it's like, notice how they're coming after you, and let's just be sound. Let's move the ball. Let's get them deflated because they're not getting the ball, and move on. But Spartacus, as Professor was talking about being pressed and obviously what Leeds are doing, I also want to say this: we have to be careful, because the teams that are playing once a week will have that energy. They want to go after us, and we're going to be playing a game every 3 or 4 days. We need to be prepared for the teams that don't have a schedule like ours. But go ahead, Spartacus. You were going to say something.
I just think, I'm not making an excuse for Nunes. He made 3 mistakes in the same play, and all 3 of them unforgivable. But we've seen a pattern of play where players have an easy pass back to Donnarumma, but they choose not to pass the ball and try something riskier or just clear the ball out. That happened against Newcastle with Nico Riley for the first goal. He should have passed the ball back to Donnarumma, but for some reason he chooses to try and do a kick for the ball to go over his head and back, and then they win the ball back high up the field. Nico G is out of position because he's not really expecting Nico Riley to do that.
Yeah.
They transition again, go. I think that happened. That's happening constantly with Josko and Diaz as well. When they get pressed, they have an easy ball back into Donnarumma, but they just choose to just turn and kick the ball up the field and get rid of it. So we used to be able to do this playing out from the back thing, but because we were literally always 11v10. It was 11 players versus 10.
Yeah.
Now we have to play it out 10v10. And playing 10v10 is a lot more harder to do than playing 11v10. You literally have one extra player. It's like you're playing a man up. And right now we don't have that man up anymore. We're trying to find different ways to compensate that, but we are still not getting it right. Yeah. And it's not one of those situations where back in the day we used to invite the pressure and then play through them. We're not inviting the pressure anymore. They are putting the pressure. They are dictating that they are going to press us. So it's not as simple as let's just kick it long, because then we're not going to have possession anymore. Because we're not going to win the second balls because we don't have the midfield.
We're losing the ball easily. We're losing the ball in dangerous areas. We lose the ball in very, very, very dangerous. I think we need to look at how many times I've seen Bernardo lose the ball, like near the box. Yeah. And those are dangerous areas. Like, if you lose the box in your third half and the players, and they get to us, like they press us so high that sometimes I see that our players, I don't know, they've lost this. They can't come out the press. I've never seen this with Man City players in my life.
So, Professor,
So you have to ask: is that a system issue or is it a player issue?
Player, I think
a bit of both.
I think it's a combination of the two. But here's what's so fascinating. Okay, and we're having a balanced conversation. Everybody in the chat, good looking out. We could be wrong. There's something that we've observed now. Maybe it changes with more observation of what the club's doing or what the manager decides to do. But as of now, this is how I kind of see it. We can't ignore it, but we were interested in potentially getting Jude Bellingham when he was available. Look at that profile of player. I remember it's now been a couple seasons, but some would say He doesn't fit City. We need the tiki-taka. We need that technical ability. However, for him to do what he did, whether it's for country or for Real Madrid, that type of player profile can be effective, right? And whether you want to just chalk it up to pace and power or whatever, but his intelligence, getting into space, being able to run commandingly,
run with the ball.
Yeah, it's something that you earn and develop. But you're not just God given, right? It's something to have strength. Because we know there's people that go to the training ground and all they do is a couple kick ups. They don't really put in the run to get their cardio up. They don't go into the gym to kind of get their leg strength up. The fact that Jude has this in his game should be pointed out. When we also were in the market for Declan Rice. If we want to say, look at his technical ability. Oh, he doesn't fit City.
We don't have the profile of either of those players.
So this is the thing. This is CIA. We're dealing with agendas from back then as well as then and now. Okay, the voice-wise, oh, you didn't hear it. You didn't want to hear it. But when I hear so many that are kind of so set as of today, oh, it doesn't fit City. This is not City. Well, maybe City is looking to go in a different direction. Maybe City was trying to do something. When now, comment real quick. But hold on. When now many are saying, "Oh, look at these other clubs and how they're built. City aren't built." Well, you're gonna ignore that City were attempting to build that way. Now, players chose to go somewhere else. Players' price tags maybe didn't match on what City want to do. But in terms of trying to stay pace with the physicality or the pace that's needed, when Professor and Spartacus and Kels were kind of talking about, is it the manager, is it the system? Well, I think if the manager had a player that could take the ball,
he doesn't have the players.
We don't have the players with regards to take the ball and maybe run into those channels to maybe alleviate. Why are we seeing so much dangerous opportunities? Spartacus, why are we seeing so many dangerous opportunities now that we see Doku coming a little more central and him squaring up and then having options to run down? We need more players. I'm not saying like Doku in terms of the tricks and being able to break a player down, but to be able to turn and maybe the pace of the game is where we need to kind of complement things. KDB, one of a kind. But there's one thing that he could do, and we see highlights of it all the time that probably has Arsenal fans ripping their hair out.
They had it.
And Yaya is when the ball gets the foot, he's running downhill on him.
They'll take 2-3 players out.
Go ahead, Connor. Go ahead.
Those players that you mentioned, like Jude Bellingham, are not those kind of guys. Like I might be speaking from an agenda standpoint, but I'm glad we never got Jude.
They're not.
I agree.
No,
I agree.
Rice is also
that we never. Wait a minute. I got an agent backstage that I want to include in this conversation.
Go on.
I got an agent backstage that I want to include in this conversation. When you say that though, Conway, I just want to make sure you say you don't want Jude from a player profile standpoint and not the player attitude or any of that stuff, right?
Brought so much.
I don't rate Jude Bellingham, by the way.
Okay, all right.
Just for Real Madrid, Conway. Real Madrid.
We'll get into it.
When Jude Bellingham
terrible today. In case anybody watched that game.
When Jude Bellingham in his first season, when he won the Champions League and La Liga, they were utilizing Jude Bellingham in a different manner that he's done since 2 seasons after that. Last season they had to deploy him in midfield. What has he done since then? This season as well.
He's got the
drive.
But where are we playing him?
He's shit. He's just
the only way Jude Bellingham would thrive is to utilize him as a false nine, and we can't do that because we have Haaland on top.
He's good.
I agree with that statement.
Jude Bellingham is just.
You could have played. Listen, you could have played him with Foden behind the striker. I'm telling you that he causes chaos.
No, he
can't.
Jude Bellingham is the second striker. We can't use him.
Can Foden and Bellingham play together at England?
All right, I'm stopping you guys real quick. I'm stopping.
No.
Agent Martin in the building, Mancune Way. If you don't know the channel, I don't know where you're at.
Jude Bellingham is crap, man. But yeah, let's move on.
Conway.
On Jude, I just want to say, I think the Dortmund Jude would have suited us fine. I don't like the player he's developed into since he went to Madrid. I don't think that player. That player now is just more a physical profile. I feel like he had more to his game at Dortmund.
I'm not mad.
We don't play like Dortmund, so that wouldn't even. It's not even worth getting him. Like we're never going to play that way.
He was considered one of the greatest players ever.
He's a light-skinned Gallagher, bro.
Stop
Germans-
it. Jude and Holland were clicking though. They had a
Yeah.
chemistry. We
Listen,
can't ignore that.
Germans
But
don't
then you
say
would never
things by
play that
thing.
way, so there's no point.
There's an interview, and I'm gonna send it to you, that the Germans who know football, intelligent German coaches are buying, said this guy is one of the greatest English talent we've seen.
Anderson is better than Bellingham in midfield.
100%. He was better than anyone that they rated at Dortmund.
100%. Anderson is
Haaland
better
on
than
top
Bellingham
of
in
that.
midfield.
They rated him higher than Haaland. I'll be honest with you.
Nope,
That's
they
what I
didn't,
mean.
Hamza. Nope, they didn't, Hamza. You're lying there.
The German guy, I listen to these guys, man.
You listen
This
to
is
these
crazy.
guys, sure you do.
This is
I love
crazy.
it.
Listen,
One of the most overrated players.
Look on my
Like, yeah,
players.
hey, this is Vatorgames TV. My panelists are amazing. We take a pause and we acknowledge the newest agent to join the panel right now. That's Martin Mancuniway. I hope you've been good, my friend. I saw and was able to be a part of your channel. Thanks for having me on. I've now brought you into the madness. We're having all the agents are together at the board table. We're discussing things. We're talking about the club having had made moves to try and bring in the pace and power, bring in the physicality that was identified several transfer windows ago. We didn't get the players. We didn't happen to get them. But when we hear conversations about the board's incompetent, they haven't been planning for the future, there's too much dependency on the manager with regards to a system. When we look at the players that we did miss out on, it looks like the club was trying to go this route. And now Conway's own voice, and I'm going to throw this to you, Martin. Conway says Elliot Anderson is the better player than Jude Bellingham. So it looks like we're looking to continue to move in the direction despite missing out on those players. What do you have to say about that, Martin?
On what, Jude, or the missed players?
Jude, we missed out on Jude. We missed out on Declan Rice, but it looks like the club is still looking for that profile player. Would you happen to agree with that?
Yeah, they're looking for a player that'll dominate in the midfield for the next 8, 9, 10 years. I think Elliot Anderson can be that guy. I think we've got PTSD over Calvin Phillips, but we forget we've had many amazing homegrown players. Gareth Barra, Milner.
He's Wharton. Gareth Barry's Wharton, I think.
And for me, I think, listen, Elliot Anderson is wanted by nearly every single top club in this country and clubs abroad. I think he's the profile we need. I think people have got to come out of this names BS. Everyone wanted all these players. You know, I'll give you a little stat, by the way. Rodrigo's got 1 goal in 30 games, the worst ever run in Madrid's history. And everyone goes on about Rodrigo.
Savio has more.
Do you know what I mean? People have got to get out of this names, tag name stuff. It's what suits our system.
You know what? I might be crazy, everybody on the panel. I don't want a left winger.
I don't.
I want us
either.
to fix the right side. I do. I want us to fix the right side.
I don't want to
I think it will. Cause I mean, for me, I think it will because I think Semenyo, who that is the guy we're going after. I think it's 60 million. He's a very good option. He can play left and right. He gets goals. He gets assists. He's a bit more direct. I think it's something that we do need, especially on that right-hand side.
Can I just say this? 6 years ago, Semenyo was playing rugby.
Sunday League. Rugby.
So
6 years ago,
Conway.
Semenyo was playing rugby.
And remember, he was
why?
playing Sunday League. I watched his
But does
documentary.
it matter? Arsene Wenger was managing in Japan and then came to Arsenal. And
Yo,
but he
hold
was
on.
managing-
Hold on.
Wait.
Semenyo was
No,
managing
respect
rugby.
that.
He was managing
Yeah, I
football.
think.
he came from Japan and no one had ever heard of him. Man.
Yeah, but he was
Silence.
managing a football
Some
team.
people knew Asamoah.
Silence.
Guys, 1 second. Conway, why did you bring up that point that 6 years ago, he was playing rugby? Why? Did
I don't
you
need
bring
a-
that up?
Like Jamie Vardy.
I don't need someone whose first love was rugby at my football club. And when I look at Semenyo, people have only actually been talking about Semenyo since the start of the season. The first game Liverpool played against Bournemouth, he was spectacular. But since then, and from the start of November, he's been quiet. And now all of
It
a
wasn't
sudden,
quite yesterday.
it's gone public that he's got 65 million release clause at Bournemouth, and a lot of clubs want to trigger that in January.
That's
Why are we
the
at the forefront of that? Let him go to United, the other clubs of the Premier League. I don't need
Alright,
that.
so who would you buy them?
I don't need a wing. We don't need a winger in January.
Yes, we do need a winger.
Yeah, we do.
We majorly need a winger.
So what? We're gonna fixate on a winger and not look at the gaping hole that we have on our midfield.
No, we do. We need that as well.
Because
We
who'd you
do
buy
need
in
midfield
midfield?
badly,
Who'd you
yeah,
buy
I agree with
midfield
that.
in, John?
Elliot Anderson, I said this.
They're not going to sell him for anything less than 100 million in January. Forest is still in Europe. You're dealing with Marinakis.
But you're willing to trigger the 65 million release clause for Semenyo when we have someone like Marmoush rotting in our bench.
True.
Marmoush is going to AFCON for like God knows how long. He's not
No,
let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Marmoush is more on the left-hand side.
No. That's Hamza's line. Let's not do that.
No, but hang on. Hang on a minute. What do you want? Because hang on a minute. Let's go back 4 months, Conway. When Marmoush played left wing against Tottenham, everyone said he was dog. You know what? No one wanted him. He's not a winger. He needs to be played more inside. And now everyone's made him a winger again.
That's exactly my point, though. And I haven't made him a winger. I'm talking about the fact that us as a club...
I'll be honest with you, Oscar Bob and Savino are not good enough right now. Oscar Bob is not going to be here much longer.
Just to go back to your Marmoush point, yeah, us as a club and as a management, we haven't figured out how we need to utilize Marmoush in the correct way, but we want to go and sign Semenyo in January. How does that make sense?
No, but they're very different. Semenyo's on the right side, Marmoush is better central and to the left. I think that's been the problem. I said this on a previous show.
But Marmoush has played right, I think.
He has played right, but it's like Julian Alvarez. We saw Julian Alvarez better on that right-hand side.
Have you heard Pep's comments tonight, Conway?
And Martin said the one thing.
I haven't seen it.
Conway, let me convince you one other thing, yeah? The homegrown issue is becoming a major issue. That is, Conway, we know we need players, yeah? But what we need also, we need to be careful because if you get rid of Oscar Bob, who you believe is not good enough, we're losing another home because Ake Stones,
Elliot Anderson is homegrown.
And Hamza is homegrown. And right. But what you need to look at, Anderson is a must, 100%. But that's why sometimes you have to sacrifice and say, fine, is Semenyo homegrown? Fine. Is he better than Bob? Can he do something better than Bob? Okay, send Bob on loan and probably get set. What do you think about that, Conway? Because I don't know about Semenyo, but I think, is he better than Bob?
I would rather keep Oscar Bob than sign Semenyo 100 million.
Oh, behave.
So we're not going to give up
a left wing and right.
No. Oscar Bob is not good enough, Conway. Simple as he ain't good enough. I don't care if he's from the academy in the City fan.
But you're prisoners of the moment. When it comes to the Semenyo guy,
Martin,
you're currently prisoners
that.
of the moment. You're only witnessing what he's done over the past couple of weeks.
You got a soundboard, man.
But Martin, you don't think Oscar Bob is good enough?
Can't say Oscar Bob's not good enough. He had a terrible injury, and he's working his. Yes, I know he's been back, but we know getting your confidence, getting your rhythm.
Send him on loan.
I think he needs a loan spell.
I'm not being funny, Vator. This is where I think we don't have the time for Oscar Bob to become good.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola's here for what? Minimum.
I agree.
I mean, personally, I think Pep will extend.
No, next year is Pep's last year. Everyone's gonna get what they want.
Saying that.
I'm saying it.
Thank you for mentioning that, Martin. So
he's only signed a contract until next season.
Vator, if Martin thinks Pep is gonna extend, why are we giving him players like Semenyo?
Right, hang on. Can I just read you a quote from Pep tonight that's come out?
Yeah, go on.
Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel believe in Foden as a central player, not a winger. I'm in agreement. I like to play Phil behind the striker, close to the box. The guys who have this sense of goal have to be close to the goal. But sometimes he can be wide and another player more inside. But I like Phil central, but he can play as a winger. But for me as a winger, Savino, Jeremy, even Oscar have attributes because they don't have the sense of goal. And if we lack a little bit of sense of goal, I have to bring people close to Erling. Omar is the case of that position. I like the players to arrive and to have the feeling they can score. The big teams score with many, many players. If just Erling is the guy who scores, we'll struggle. That is telling you he doesn't believe the wingers we have right now will score goals.
So Pep's coming to senses of.
So which is why he wants Semenyo 6 goals and 4 assists in 13 games.
I'm Martin. Let me ask you a question.
If we can't find a system with Marmoush,
I want to ask you
guys. Said something about Leverkusen.
I want to ask everyone. Hamza, I want to ask everyone a question. Yeah? Hamza, I want to ask everyone a question. Yeah? If we sign Semenyo, what happens to Marmoush?
He's going to leave in the summer.
What's wrong with having a squad? I'm sorry, but what is this? We're building a squad. Why can Arsenal have a big, huge squad with all these players and we can't?
Yeah, you need a big squad.
Arsenal don't have a 40-goal GNA guy on the bench who's on 300K a week. They don't have that.
They got Kai Havertz who can score.
As he doesn't play every week.
Goals.
No, Hamza, you would not have Kai
I think
Havertz
they're
in
best
this.
11.
Don't start with this.
So what do you
It's
do
who's
with
the last
Odegaard and
goal.
that come back then?
You guys are good. Hamza, I know you're gonna shoot me
I
for
think
this as well.
Zubameni's
Yeah?
more in danger.
I know
than-
Hamza especially is gonna shoot me for this as well. Yeah, Savio's better than Semenyo, bro, and we want to bring Semenyo
wait.
to this club.
Wait, what?
Semenyo is physical. No, Savio can become better,
He
but
can
not now.
get there. He hasn't shown
Oh,
it just
and
yet
Vision
so
has
far.
Not
it.
now. Not now. Not now. He
Savio has
can
such a
become
high
One
better.
ceiling
minute.
compared to what Semenyo
Can
currently
I
is at.
ask?
What you're witnessing Semenyo's level at the moment, he's gonna stay like that for his life.
Can I ask
I
you
don't know
guys?
about Semenyo.
Can I
that's
ask
all-
everybody
the
one
whole
thing very
goal.
quickly? Can I ask you guys, everybody, one thing very quickly? Who do you think has the highest GA per 90 in the Premier League last season? Savio or Semenyo?
Savio, bro.
Per 90, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Per
Probably
90.
Savio.
Yeah. Oh, GA.
GA.
Yeah,
Goals
yeah.
and assists per
I wouldn't
90.
be
Okay.
surprised. with
Emphasis
that.
on the A.
I think Semenyo had more goals, less assists than Savinho, but Savinho had more assists, less goals than Semenyo.
And it should be Savinho because he didn't play nearly as much as Semenyo did last season.
Yeah, I think this is where I get a little caught up, and we're gonna move the conversation on because
He
I
scored
definitely want to
11
talk.
goals and 5 assists.
Yeah, but hang on, but we're not selling Savio. The
No,
player that
but-
will go out is Bob.
I know.
Possibly, but what we're gonna say here, because again, we're all agents right now. Allegedly, possibly, we don't know. All right. If we were ITKs, this would be Citeh ITK show, but it's the CIA
All right, I'm
Intelligence
off
Agenda
then.
show.
Bye.
Yeah, one
See ya.
ITK on here.
That's
man.
me out.
Martin is the ITK. Martin
Are
is
you
the
see
ITK.
now? It's official. He's ITK. You see, he's official.
Oh.
No, joking.
I'm joking. But I wanna emphasize this.
I get a lot right though, don't I?
You do,
Sorry.
you do.
Carry on.
That's why you're here. But when we have the convo, or when we propose players, we don't always have to say that it's in and out, right? Like one Savinho or Oscar Bob, maybe one of those are out on loan.
No, but it is in this
It-
case.
it's
Sorry
not
to jump
something.
in, but we have 26 players. To buy players, we have to sell.
Okay,
The squad's
So-
full.
I know, but we may sell players from other positions, not necessarily in that
I mean,
position.
No,
you
mate,
can
mate,
sign one player, though. You can sign one player.
Sometimes the writing's on the wall. Oscar Bob has sat on the bench a lot this season.
He
He's
didn't
been
even go to the
rotating
squad.
Rico
Was he
Lewis
on the bench today?
out of the
Or
squad.
Leeds?
He comes
Was
on
he in the
against
bench?
Leverkusen. He plays.
Nope.
He gets
Nah,
subbed
Hamza, he
at
wasn't in the
half-time,
squad. He wasn't in the squad.
and then the next game he gets left at home playing with his train. Sometimes, the writing's on the wall, and you've got to accept it. He was
And
also told
He
in the
didn't get a
summer.
proper chance, though.
He
And
was
then
told
Martin,
in
I'll
the
tell you
summer,
what, Pep
go on
is
loan.
very impatient here sometimes, yeah. He saw him having a stink against Tottenham. He saw him having a stink against Brighton. He said something. He saw him having a stink against Leverkusen. That's another game. There's another 2 games, whatever. Only Wolves game, he was amazing. And Pep, when he sees this recurrently, the guy was not even in the squad. He wasn't
Pep
in the
never
squad.
makes subs at
Not
half time,
half-time.
mate. And the
Yeah.
thing
Martin, you
is,
might
as
be
I
right.
told everyone, he sat down with all the squad in July and said, I'm not going to rotate you as often as you all think you are. If you're in form, you'll stay in. And he said to a few of the players, my squad's very big. If you want to go out, I'm not going to hold you back. Rico was offered to go. The club accepted the move from Forest. Rico turned it down and said, I want to fight for my place.
Okay.
Fine, no problem.
Okay.
Oscar Bob was told, go and have a loan. He said, no, I want to stay and fight for my place.
Two
Which is
very good
great.
answers. Okay.
But as the season has gone on, these players who have not played have now knocked on Pep's door and said, why am I not playing?
Mhm.
And Pep's response is, I warned you. You got offered the chance to go. You've not gone. Don't complain at me.
So, Martin, question. Would this conversation have happened before or after the several bids for Savio from Spurs?
There was no bid.
There was no bid from Spurs for Savio.
It was just interest.
Just interest. They never put
Just
hard
interest.
cash down on the table. And they did. They had a verbal offer of 40 million with Adams. City went no
That's
chance.
Joke, Taylor.
They never bidded 70. That was I'm going to FC. There is interest FC. I'm going to do this FC. It was the Galatasaray. Galatasaray going to make a bid for Edison. Galatasaray want Edison. The only one who actually bidded for Edison was Fenerbahce on deadline day.
Do you know what it is? Currently, I think if we don't sell any players, we have room to sign one in January, and that one should be a midfield.
What room have you got? You registered 25 players.
You can deregister some players, though, right?
Who did you register?
It's not gonna do that.
Ortega.
Kovacic, you deregister Kovacic.
Well, at the moment, I'm not sure if he's even in it because we've got 26 players. We've registered 25.
Kovacic is in the squad.
So's Calvin Phillips. No, but the point is, people have to leave. They want more than just one in January. Viana and Pep have got together in the last few weeks and said, right, we're going to move.
Are we signing a midfielder in January?
They will try if they can.
That's what we need, though. We don't need none of this Semenyo stuff.
We
think
do need a
Andy's
winger.
gonna leave in
The
January.
right-hand side is not good enough.
But I don't think getting a right-hand side player will fix the issues.
I think they're hoping probably to get Rodri back. And I think the question
good luck
is,
with
I
that.
really don't want
If we're gonna prioritize-
midfielder though and not get the right guy.
But if we're gonna prioritize, I would rather. Thank you, Martin. The lady's been asking for you to go on camera. If we're gonna prioritize, I would want us to go midfielder versus a wing play. To be honest, if we're gonna prioritize and do a signing this year, but I want to bring the next agent to the stage, and it's been a minute. Man's a warrior. If there was a squared circle, he'd be in the mix, fighting, suplexing, slamming, jumping off the top rope. This man is in the building, and I gotta have him join. If you don't know who I'm speaking about, G certified.
I knew
in the
it.
Building.
I guessed it right. I said Mateos.
And we're
What do you
one
mean
away
you guessed
from
it
a
right,
Brady
Hamza?
Bunch
You said
panel.
Mateos was coming on. That doesn't look like Mateos to me, Joe.
Nah, that's certified. That's certified. That's G certified.
Al said he
Oh,
wanted to
he's
come out with
certified.
that.
1 second.
Wait, I still think this, but
That's
You gotta
what
roll with
done to me, man. Oh, yeah, I'm done, man.
That's a stinker, Hamza. That's a
G,
stinker.
G, blessed for being on the show. I hope you were able to catch some of it. I know you're out and about. Appreciate you for joining at this time of night as well. I have to. We've been discussing missed signings, potential signings. We talked about the win. We're all happy with the win. Maybe disappointed with the performance, but we were happy with the win because of this that I had in the thumbnail. We were happy with the win for a player that's been under the microscope, scrutinized, talked about. They tried to dismiss his player of the season like it was Fugazi. Can you speak about the player that gave us the first goal in less than a minute and who gave us the last goal in the 90th? Can you speak on what you're seeing from Phil this season?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing an improvement. I say an improvement, but I'm seeing him come back to his old self. I think that last season was one of those seasons he was going through some personal things and had a few injury stuff, and we all know when we give Phil his space and his time, we all know that what he can do. So I still think if we're to win this title, we need him on form. If we're gonna be anywhere near even winning that FA Cup, so happy that finally he's getting back in the form. But the performance itself, though, was a little bit worrying. You know, apart from again relying on individual players, that's what I get worried about with this team. But we're in a transition, so I don't know, man. I think Martin said it perfectly, but I think we need at least 2 more transfer windows until this team will be ready to compete fully. So I don't think this season will be it. You know, I think we're gonna be mathematically we're in the mix, but I don't think this season we're gonna be in for the league. It's more of a top 4 for me.
Follow up that with something short. This
Wait,
season feels like it's going to be a 2-step forward, 1-step backward season. I feel like we're going to be in the mix the whole time, but I'm struggling to see us get over the top because just these mental lapses are going to cost us some points at some point. Like we almost dropped points to a promoted team at home. That's
okay.
That's hard to feel confident after that. But.
Well, Arsenal dropped points against 10 men Chelsea.
Hey,
for the majority.
Spartacus, we're gonna get there.
We're gonna get to that, man.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to
that,
the.
man.
We're gonna get to those. We're gonna get to
From
those. Listen,
7 down to 5.
guys, we're gonna get to those.
Guys are moving like a Damachoro, man. Chill out.
Just relax. Take a touch. Come on, pass it around. Do some rounders. I want to say this. Phil, phenomenal. We can see how he's asked to do more than before. He obviously had to wait to get the keys. He had older brothers.
Say it,
ahead of
mate.
him.
Tell that fraud in the middle there.
No, we're not. No, this is CIA. There's no frauds on this panel. There are no frauds on this panel. No, we're not.
Me, I said he's inconsistent because I rate him highly.
We do rate him highly.
He's world class, man.
Standards.
I just don't understand.
Martin will say he's not world class. Martin, is he world class?
Guys, we're not doing this. Well, let me make this point.
He's world class, man.
And then I'll let you guys fight this out. But we've seen a player that had to wait. He had older brothers ahead of him that had the keys. Every time he wanted to go out, they said, "No, I got the keys." KDB said, "No, I'm driving tonight." Right? I'm taking it out. Right? Rodri, "No, I got the keys. You got to wait."
Why are you doing designated driver analogies?
I'm just saying he was the younger brother, and all his older brothers had the keys, had the car, had the one car in the house.
Phil Foden.
What?
Are you little bro in Phil Foden?
He had to wait his turn, and that's not a slight. That's actually not a problem when you look at the quality that we had at this club. And many want to actually talk down on. We got to deal with agendas, right? We're dealing with rival agendas on how they want to talk about Phil Foden, on how they want to compare him with other wingers or other players at his squad. He was asked to do something very different than what they had to do. They didn't have greats around him like he did. He had to wait his turn, and now that he's got the keys, we're seeing that he can be that guy. We're seeing that he can be trusted. Does he need to be consistent, like Professor and G Certified kind of mentioned? Absolutely. But the talent is there. And when we have players, again, when you have a talent like him, and then you surround him with maybe a player that can be more physical, that can be put in that grunt work, I think you can see the best of him. The same way we saw the best of other players that were surrounded with players to have to do the different type of work, like when we had David Silva, and who do we have? Fernandinho, right? David Silva was never going to put in all that kind of work, but we had to make sure that he was surrounded with the right. I think we're going to get there. I think there's players we missed out on, but if we do this right, Phil Foden can easily be that guy for us. He's now surpassed Beckham in terms of goals scored, and not
no
one
penalties.
And thank you, Spartacus. You beat me to it. Not one of those goals for Foden was a pen.
So it's quite easy to think.
But Beckham was a right winger.
Beckham was
a right
Foden
wing.
played as a right wing.
Foden played at right wing.
Foden played everywhere.
Beckham was a right winger.
Thank you. That's why I don't want Foden compared to anybody, because he has played everywhere.
Foden was a right winger, left winger, 10, false 9,
Foden's
8.
the number 10.
What's that? Foden has more goals than who? David Beckham.
Lampard, has he got more goals than Lampard?
And Yaya Toure.
But these are.
Well, what was Yaya, Hamza? What was Yaya? You're going to put Yaya at left back?
Yaya's the number 8.
That's not nothing that we should be applauding, though. Let's be real.
Oh, shut up, you Yaya loving.
But are you guys not worried about Foden?
Foden surpassed Yaya getting the bin Conway.
For me, Foden.
No,
I'm talking about Beckham.
No.
Silence. You.
I gotta do a silence real quick, because Martin has this energy tonight where he's going after fellow agents. We're not doing this.
Friendly fire.
Okay.
You know met Martin before?
We can talk about
receipts are out, boys.
No. Wait. We can talk about Foden surpassing Beckham. We don't need to mention that he surpassed Yaya.
Yep.
That's friendly fire. We don't need to do that. But I want to bring it back. And I agree with you. We don't look like the club right now to be confident to say that we're challenging for the title. I'm one to say it's still mathematically possible. We're going to see how we improve and what happens. We still have
Chelsea that.
The world champions.
Chelsea in a title race.
Yeah, the world champions are in the title race. The
Right,
world champions just
so
took.
how can we say Chelsea are in a title race and we're above them?
Are we going to speak on Chelsea now?
Yeah, well, Conway, we'll get right into it. We're going to speak on Chelsea. Martin, the reason why we can speak about Chelsea being in the title race is because 10 man, 1 man down, down to 10 men, they were able to have Arsenal drop points against them.
Yeah, against the best team in the world.
Yes. So they are in a title race. They've shown to be in an Arsenal team that are quote unquote in their best form. They've shown to be able to be a problem. Chelsea are in a title race. We, second in the standings right now, are there and should still are in the title race, but us is our confidence to be like, yeah, we got this. We know what our club still needs to do. Spartacus, you were going to say something. Yeah, Conway, go ahead.
Do you remember?
No, yeah, let Spartacus go. My bad.
Yeah.
Go on, Spartacus.
Do you remember what I told you the last time I was in the CIA? Arsenal are going to drop a lot of points because they have a good defense at the expense of their attack. They can't attack well because they have too many defensive-minded players, and that was
a great agenda. That's a great agenda. I do like that.
Defense wins you league titles.
Well, the best 8 in the world is
Actually
a big
not really. No.
According to the
Actually
greatest
not
managers.
really.
All right. We're gonna do this proper.
Doesn't
We're gonna
matter.
do this proper.
Statistically, it doesn't.
We're gonna do this proper. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because Conway, I want you to speak. But this is what we're gonna do. If you happen to have an agenda point for or nay with regards to Chelsea, you get to express it. So
Yeah,
Conway,
because many weeks ago, we did a CIA show. I think it was just me, Vator, and Kills that were on there, and I said that Chelsea were going to be a bigger threat than Liverpool. Both Vator and Kills laughed at me at the time.
we did. I laughed hard.
I just want to say now, look at where Chelsea are in the current standings, because I'm one person that looked at Chelsea and said the way their team is currently shaped and how Maresca has them playing with the quality players that they have in their squad, this is a team that I think is going to actually challenge for the league this season. And today even further proves my point, because someone like Caicedo, who's their best player in my opinion, him getting a red card in the first 40 minutes of the game and not having to rely on him going into the second half and still be able to get something against a fully strength Arsenal team, you've got to applaud that. I think in my eyes, Chelsea should view this result today as a win for them, because obviously it's 10 man down against the best team in Europe, as Arsenal fans are claiming themselves to be. Chelsea are what now? 6 points behind Arsenal? I think now you got to look at this Chelsea team with Cole Palmer being back in the mix since he was on the bench. I know he didn't feature tonight, but this is a Chelsea team that's going to cause a lot of issues, not just for Arsenal, but for the rest of the league. And I know we got them coming up in January or something, but this Chelsea team is something to be, worried about. Because I think if Arsenal do slip up, you got Chelsea there ready to pounce. I'm not going to talk on us because we've already accumulated 4 losses. And I think in order for us to be involved in a title race from now up until the next international break, we can't afford to lose a game. We can't afford to lose a game from now until the next international break. Then I'll be like, yeah, we're in a title race. But Chelsea are serious, though.
Chelsea are serious. Is there anyone on the panel right now? Go ahead, Clinical. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we definitely can't be scoring late winners against Leeds at home. Also, that can't be a continuous thing. But on Chelsea, like I said on a previous CIA, they're just so inconsistent. You see results like today, they were 10 men down. We expected them to lose that. They were at home to Sunderland and lost 2-1 at home. Like, results like that are just...
But that's the last game they lost, Clinical. That's the last game they lost.
And how many more are they going to lose in that fashion is kind of my
No,
thing.
I'm saying the last game they lost was in October against Sunderland. That's the last game they lost.
For me, like right now, they're in the title race. Yeah, because you're it until you're not. But I don't know if I trust them to go the full distance is my thing. So when I'm making my predictions on how March, April is going to look and the teams that are going to be fighting it down to the line, I don't know, not that they won't be, but I don't know if Chelsea are going to be there. I can't confidently make that prediction because they've shown me many different sides of themselves this season already. So the jury's still out.
The thing with Chelsea for me is that they have a very good midfield, but their attack is average at best, and their backline is terrible with bad goalkeepers. They have very good fullbacks, but the centre backs are terrible.
This is what I was going to throw. This is why I was going to throw this over to G Certified. That's why I was going to throw this.
Also, their only good center back is very.
So I'm hearing a lot of noise by somebody. Hold on.
I think it's Clinical now.
He sounds like he's going through the car wash.
I muted. That was me.
I'm not sure. Okay, we're clean now. G Certified, this is what I wanted to ask you, right? Because we look at our club and we know that we're not perfect. We look at Chelsea. What is having you think, you know what? they could do it, but this would have to improve. What over at Chelsea has you thinking like, yeah, they're going to be a problem, but this would need to improve for it to be like, oh yeah, they definitely will be a problem.
It's more the attack. It's more they need to continue to score goals. I know that for me, I was one of those people that said about Robert Sanchez and the centre backs. But to be honest, those guys have been playing this season. They've been pretty
Sanchez.
Colwell before he got injured was probably one of the best centre backs in the league before he got injured. So
yeah, but he's out the whole season, so you can't count on that.
Yeah, so can't count Colwell, but I think Chalobah as well. He's a bit in and out, but Fofana, I do think is a good centre back as well. So I think it's just more with Chelsea, just because they defend with 5 sometimes at the back. I think they'll be fine defensively, especially when they have Caicedo in front of them. But it's more the attack. But I feel like Enzo Maresca, I think he's a better manager than Arteta. So that's why, and I said this before. I said this to Tobes last season. I said for Enzo Maresca to do what he's been able to do with the Club World Cup, I would say more pressure, because obviously Europe as well in a much quicker time than Arteta. You can see this. I think that could be the thing that pushes Chelsea to the down the line.
So when we talk about the attack, because Spartacus said he's not really feeling the attack. G, you kind of mentioned that as well. They've been doing this without Cole Palmer.
Yep.
I think bringing Palmer into the team is going to make the midfield weaker, because I don't think he's going to start on the wing. So he's going to start in the middle, so they're not going to have the solid base of 3 that they had today with Caicedo, James, and Enzo. So Enzo is going to have to drop deeper, which he's not particularly great at. He's not brilliant.
Wait a minute. Don't you think that they would potentially put Reece to right back again? Have
this is what I think.
and
probably get
Caicedo,
injured then.
and then put.
Yeah, this is what I think they will do. But I think Enzo playing deeper.
I just muted Martin. It stopped. So maybe it was Martin.
What are you doing, Martin?
I muted him. If he's...
Is it Martin?
Yeah, he unmuted himself. Maybe he's a pocket dialer. Maybe it's a pocket thing. Like he's got the phone in his pocket.
The thing for me is, I think Enzo Fernandez playing deeper is not as good as him playing forwards, because I don't think he's as mobile as he needs to be deeper. So I think he can be a liability defensively. And then you go forwards, you have on the right wing, they have Esteban, which he's been playing very well. He's very hot. But I've seen a lot more of Esteban than most people did, because if you guys don't know, before going to Palmeiras, he was on the Cruzeiro Academy. So I've seen him in the academy, I've seen him in professional football for Palmeiras, and I've seen him for Chelsea. He is a very similar player to Savio. Martin, there's something with your mic that's
your microphone is hot. Yeah.
So he's a player who's very similar to Savio in front of net. He's very inconsistent. His shooting technique is not particularly great. The difference is Savio is better inside the width of the penalty box, the width of the post, and Esteban is better outside of the width of the post. So he's good at making those curl shots into the far post, but any other shot types he's not particularly great at.
Not better.
And then you go much better.
Perfect.
And then you go to the other side in Pedro Neto. He's not been the same since he left Wolves, so not really much. It's not really worth talking about.
But Spartacus, they're doing this despite that. Like they're just off of us. They just put in this performance to Arsenal. Despite that, I think, as it stands right now, let me remind everybody in the chat.
Well, strong midfield.
They have a very good midfield.
Sorry, can I just drop in there?
Controls the game today. They proved it. That Reece James dominated the midfield. Reece James, who's a right back, dominated that midfield. Like, he was everywhere. And when people like Kel come out and say, you need the engine, the midfield keeps complaining about Bernardo, the physicality. This is the reason. We saw Reece James everywhere. If Caicedo didn't get sent off, he was having a good game. He was everywhere. They were very physical.
Oh, Chelsea had the better midfield versus Arsenal.
Chelsea's midfield, it's even like
Declan Rice didn't have a good game.
They were better than Zubimendi and Declan Rice, and Arsenal's midfield is quite strong. So you have to give credit to that fact. We don't have that strong midfield.
Professor, this is what I just want to bring back to when we have the conversations and we're doing the comparison against other clubs. And some of us, from a fan base standpoint, and say these players aren't good enough for us, right? We have to take into account that it's not always going to be the prettiest on the ball. I think we need a profile of player.
I think we're better than them. I'm not scared of Chelsea. I'm not scared of Chelsea.
I think you're hyping them up way too much.
Chelsea will not win.
We're hyping up Chelsea too much.
Yeah,
I put money. Chelsea will not win the league this year. No chance.
Really? But listen,
be careful.
I'll tell you why they'll not win the league. Defense wins you titles, and I'll tell you. Any team
why would you pick Chelsea?
I've seen most teams that I've seen from the team that even capitulated have always had the donkey of title races. And I told you, we go back to Fergie's time. And we go to Fergie when he lost the league title. Chelsea were the strongest in defense. Arsenal's midfield and defense were brilliant. When Fergie lost Jaap Stam, he wrote in his book, biggest mistake in my life when I made a decision emotionally.
It was 25 years ago, though.
He lost
25 years ago.
3 years in a row. He wrote it on his book. And Fergie said it in his word. He
I know I can get a book from 40 years ago.
Gordon, don't relax.
Let the
professor speak.
But defense in the Premier League wins you title. When we had Company and all these guys, Laporte, brilliant defense. Leaders, man. Physicality in midfield. Leaders at the back line. People never... Kyle Walker, strong, fast. We could get back to them. But Chelsea don't have... They've got Chalobah and Fofana and Tosin Adarabioyo. Arsenal have got Saliba, Magalhaes. They're physical, strong.
They didn't play today.
Yeah?
Hamza, can I destroy your argument? Can I destroy your argument very quickly?
So Chelsea are not... there's no way Chelsea winning league title.
Well, hang on. Can I just come in?
Can I destroy with statistics?
Wait. Before you do, Spartacus, listen. Maybe I shouldn't be having this on camera, but CIA are known to be... They're known to topple governments. They're known to dismantle things that have been established. Saying that Chelsea have no chance is going against that. We need to be putting pressure on Chelsea. We need to be putting pressure on Arsenal.
Later, so I get that.
Listen, on Why Always Me on 115, we'll be rational.
You want to play the leopard in the tree, and I get it.
No, I'm not
doing
doing
the
that.
leopard in the tree.
No,
not a problem.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not going to big a team up that the wins, other than Barcelona, are against Burnley and Wolverhampton Wanderers.
No, I'm not letting you do that.
And
that's another wrong answer.
You've
been having wrong answers all night.
No, we beat Leeds and it's a disaster.
They beat the worst Liverpool side.
We don't have... Well, I'm trying to get the same energy here. We beat Leeds, we're crap. They beat Burnley and Wolves, they're amazing.
Conway, you see what's going on here? I'm trying to... No, I'm okay.
Hey, we were painting we beat Wolves.
First
Chelsea
game of the
don't have a
season.
striker.
Okay, they don't have.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
let me reset real quick. I'll reset real quick.
Liam Delap, Hamza?
Chelsea are world champions for a reason. Chelsea are world champions for a reason. Chelsea just beat Barca, which Martin tried to just dismiss and poo-poo. On top of that, they just, being a man down, were able to do what they did to Arsenal.
Home to Arsenal.
Yes,
if we're at home to Arsenal, we're
not doing to us. We're not. We can't have.
They were a man down, though. They were a man down.
They were a man down. We have to give them credit.
Inconsistent. They're inconsistent.
They are inconsistent.
They brought you Karabakh.
They tend to play down to their competition. Like Hamza said, they drew to Karabakh.
Right, so we're Aston Villa in the title race.
No.
Wait, why we mentioning Aston Villa?
You just said that about being in a title race. Aston Villa are 1 point behind us. They're on the same
I didn't mention points.
They're on the same points as Chelsea. Are they in a title race?
Chelsea have the better players, though, man.
It's about performances versus the competition. Have we seen Aston Villa do what Chelsea just did to Barcelona? It's about what we just seen. This is why we have this show every week. Game week 13, we're reflecting on what we just saw. We saw Chelsea versus Barcelona. Very impressive.
No, but my issue with Chelsea is Chelsea raise their game against good opponents. Yeah.
Okay.
When they're up against the so-called lower levels of opponents, is when they get inconsistent and they slip up. I don't know if it's an arrogance thing. I don't know if it's a we're better than you. We don't need a bit like us yesterday. We went on that thing in the second half yesterday with a level of arrogance I've not seen in a long time. We're 2-0 up against Leeds. We just have to rock up in the second half, and you don't. Football is a 95-minute game. You've got to perform for the full 95 minutes.
Absolutely.
My issue is they got beat by Sunderland. They dropped points in other areas, and that's my issue with Chelsea. They're inconsistent.
Okay, all right.
We're inconsistent as well, by the way.
Yeah, we are very.
Even though we have a better record and we've got more points.
I mean, we're only 1 point above them, but yeah.
Hang on a minute. If you're 1 point above them in Macon, where you're the champions.
Yes,
100%, but we're not in a title race as we
13.
currently stand. We're not in a title.
I think
to sit there in the dressing room and go, "We're not in a title race."
No. I'm not talking about a title race.
Pep gave up clearly.
I'm not.
All right, Professor, let me ask you, because Martin brought up Aston Villa. Okay, if we're looking at the point tally right now, Arsenal at 30, City at 25, Chelsea at 24, Aston Villa at 24, Brighton at 22, Sunderland at 22, United at 21. All right, we're not saying that all those clubs are in a title race. We're not saying that, but we're saying based off of the form that we've seen, if Chelsea aren't in the title race, neither are we.
Yeah, I think this year the title race, I've said, it's Arsenal to lose.
I agree with that.
It's Arsenal to lose. There's no way. If Chelsea win the league title, it'll be like the Leicester City team. I'll be shocked.
It'd be
Calm down, mate. Calm down. They spend about $1.5 billion.
It would be shocking. It would be shocking.
No, because I call the spending is the big. I call the spending. I say is the biggest, like the worst sporting project I've seen in sports history. The reason is you can't spend $2 billion and you're not challenging or winning the league. $2 billion is a lot of money. They're buying 30-40 million. They signed the guy from Mudryk for 100 million and signed Enzo for 110 million and Caicedo 110 and they signed Gittins for 40. They signed Garnacho for 40 million. Liam Delap 30 million. They got players Andre Santos 40 million. They got 40 million loan back in Strasbourg Football Club. They're doing money loan. I don't know what they do. They're just buying all these players.
They sell to themselves. Kels has mentioned it. They sell hotels to themselves. But what the thing is,
and the women's team.
And the women's team. We are in a title race. Chelsea are in a title race. Before this disaster with the genius Arnie, now no longer genius, Liverpool were in a title race. They're not, but the points tally and everyone's really close and tight. When Martin brought up Aston Villa, the form that they're in, I think Aston Villa are probably saying, you know what? If we stay close, we'll see what happens. Did they plan this season to be in a title race? Probably not. But it's going to be Arsenal's to lose 100%. Look at the form that they're in. Look at how difficult they've been to beat. Look at how teams can't even register shots on target against them.
Do you know what? Yeah, about your Villa point.
Then why are we
Sunday,
5 points behind him?
On Sunday,
They're
I
so
believe.
great.
On Sunday, I believe Villa
They're not
play
great.
Arsenal. So we're gonna know more about Villa then. Innit?
We are.
Can I ask a bigger question? In the last 3 games for Arsenal, how many points have we got?
Last
7?
3 games. Are you counting Champions League?
I think 3 points.
The last 3 Premier League games, how many points have we got?
4.
4?
5.
5.
Oh yeah, they
two
just
draws.
twice.
2 draws and
In the
a
last
win.
3 Premier League games, how many points have Manchester City got?
6.
You know what it is?
We never, well, that Newcastle game, I'm not counting as a loss.
Now, I said something. No, it doesn't matter what you can discount all you want. I said something to Miguel 2 weeks ago, and I got laughed out of the building. Said it won't be the defeats that cost Arsenal.
The
It'll be the
draws.
draws, yeah.
The draws.
Yeah.
I said
They've been down that road before too.
Because too many people get too excited on undefeated.
But from a cricket perspective, the defeats are costing.
You know what though, Martin?
But the unbeaten team had a lot of draws. The unbeaten team who won the league.
No, but that's my point.
13, 12
I'm
draws.
just
Arsenal, that's their
Hold on.
names
Clinical's got a
unbeaten,
point. Let
Still
Clinical go ahead.
relegated.
1 second. Let Clinical
They
go
won the
ahead.
league. The unbeaten team.
To that point Martin made, that's their whole thing. Drawing games is their whole legacy.
Mhm.
With the invincible, that's been their whole thing. They find so much pride in that. You know, our thing, Centurions, is built on wins. We won 32 games at least. We drew one game, I think. So
You know what
I don't think they're fine with all the draws, and that's kind of why they lost.
It looks good on paper. It looks good on paper. 3 draws in a row looks great on paper. Undefeated, away we go.
Yeah.
2 wins and a loss is far better than that.
Can I just say this real quick?
Martin,
Well, 1 second. G Certified was going to go, Conway.
Yeah,
quick,
sorry, G7.
Go ahead.
You know what it is for me? Yeah, it's just that when I'm seeing own goal being our third top scorer, you know, that's a worry.
That's no longer the case, by the way. That's not.
Wait,
No longer the case, by the way. Philip, Walter, Foden.
3 goals.
Thank
3
you.
goals.
Are you guys
3 goals by Man City by December. Second top scorer. 3 goals.
I'm not worried about
3 goals.
our wingers this season. Apart from Bob, I can understand he's just came back from a leg break. But
that's
our wingers this season, and I know Doku is doing a lot with like obviously with creating chances and creating stuff. But I'm talking about as in general. I'm talking about Marmoush. I'm talking as a collective.
Sorry, you've just said then 3 goals, and I'm just going 3 goals. Little facts for you here. Arsenal's top goal scorer in the Premier League, because Igal likes to do just Premier League.
I love this. Go ahead, Barton. Go ahead.
Victor Gyökeres, 4 goals. Their next top goal scorer, you all just took the piss there. Foden's only got 3 in December.
Yeah, get him.
Mikhail Saka, 3 goals.
Surprised he has that many.
There were penalties.
Mikhail Saka today got his first assist in 12 months.
Wow.
Can you remind Judge Mo about
That's
that
who Hamza
tomorrow
Rich, by the
morning
way.
when
That's
you
who
go on his
Hamza Rich.
show, Martin?
Right? This is Arsenal's goal scorers. Gyökeres 4, Saka 3, Trossard 3, Zubimendi 2, Rice 2, Timber 2, Calafiori 1, Gabriel 1, Moreno 1, Martinelli 1. You want to know the City ones?
Their goals, man. That's crazy.
That's a great.
Do you want to know the City ones?
Yeah, let's go City.
That's
Finally
quality.
not own goals.
Because you all before you do this is where they get annoyed
Before
with
you
it.
do the City ones, I gotta drop this.
Target neutralized. Tango down.
Martin killed it. There was too much made about, where the goals coming from and top goal scorers. It's about contribution. The fact that we got a killer up front isn't a bad thing. But Martin, talk about City.
City's Erling Haaland, 14 goals in 13 games. Foden, 3 goals. And then Diaz, Doku, O'Reilly, Reinders, Gonzalez, Nunes, Gavardio, Cherka, all 1. We have more individual goal scorers in our team than Arsenal have. We are getting goals from more players than Arsenal. Fact.
Now, do we
Okay,
want them to
let me
score more?
defend that.
Yes.
Let me defend that 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
Defend that. You see, the problem is people look at this. First, the defense don't concede goals. So Arteta's gone on this line.
Right. We have the second best defense in the league.
No, let the professor go. Martin, just wait. You got to show some composure, Martin. Wait, you could have hit him with that fact after. Go ahead.
It's like an open door. Yeah, the service is there. Listen, you have to just walk in, open restaurant. There you are. Come and sit down. It doesn't
After
matter.
Martin, then you
Our defense is a walking, like literally. So we have to outscore. Then if the second point is, so their defense is way better than us. Like they don't concede goals. The other thing is, Martin, is other than Phil Foden, who's got 3 and 14, it's 1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1. Arsenal, it's 4-3-3-3, 2-2-2-2. Those numbers make up, and they don't concede goals. So Arteta's gone to this approach. Listen, I don't mind 1-0. I'll do what Chelsea used to do back in 2005. 1-0 win, I'm happy. And the defense is very good.
Can I retort now, just very quickly?
Martin, you, then Spartacus.
Right, let's do assists. Let's do assists now. Arsenal, Declan Rice, 3 assists. Trossard, 3 assists. Timber, 2. Calafiori, 2. Magalhaes, 2. Moreno, 2. Zubimendi, 1. Right, you ready for cities? Jeremy Doku, 3. O'Reilly, 3. Cherky, 3. Bernardo, 2. Reinders, 2. Nunes, 2. And then we've got a bunch of ones. We have more assisters than Arsenal.
Damn, Hamza, you just go.
Can I go now?
Yeah,
Just
Spartacus. This is a great conversation. Go ahead.
Get the soundboard ready.
Okay.
Hamza, You know, you go on about this, the defense wins you league.
Yeah.
In the past 15 years, which is a very big sample size, only 45% of the winners had the best defense in the league. You know how many of those winners had the most goals in the league?
So Liverpool last year. Who was
No,
the
no,
best
no, Hamza.
No,
Hamza,
no,
how
no.
many
Let's
of
be
those?
specific because
Silence.
Liverpool
Liverpool
didn't have the best
specifics.
defense. Liverpool
One
didn't
second.
have the best defense. Arsenal had.
Silence.
Who was the best defense last season?
Arsenal.
Arsenal was last this season, yeah?
Yes, Arsenal had the
They
best
conceded
defense.
less goal than Liverpool.
I'm 99% sure.
Okay. We'll see.
Come on, do it.
That's probably true. That's probably true, by the way.
Do it.
Okay.
No,
But
I don't
Spartacus,
think
make your point, because then it's Kels.
You know how many of those same 15 years, how many of the winners were the top goal
It
scorers?
was Arsenal.
73% of
time,
the
yeah.
winners are the top goal scorers. So it's not about defense wins you leagues. Scoring goals wins your title. It might have been true back in the Sir Alex Ferguson's day. Right now, it's not true anymore. 73% are the top scorers, 45 are the top defenders. Stop saying this. You're not right on this. The statistics don't back it up.
Well, I got it right. 1 second. So Liverpool had won the league by far. They had the best defense before they won the league. Just before they won the league.
The end of the league
They
is
had
the
the
one that
best
matters.
defense before they were crowned champions. They conceded. After
give
when
it
they
a
crowned
rest.
champions,
You
they were
lost.
conceding.
Last season,
Stop playing.
Professor,
You
I
get
gotta
beat by Chelsea 3-1,
step
they
in
got
last
beat
season.
by Brighton 3. Yeah. So
You
so
lost
to me,
it,
the
Hamza.
feeling is
You lost
and I've
it,
seen
Hamza.
All right,
most
Spartacus, let him
likely-
You
finish.
should
Let
put
him
a
finish.
bet on it, Spartacus.
Yeah, most likely, like your midfield and defense have to be disciplined. I know you can. We've got goal scorer. If we stop conceding
45%.
goals and our midfield is a bit strong, helping our back line, trust me, we can win games. It's a
Hamza,
fact.
I'm not
I
telling
agree
you.
with
I'm
Kel
not
there.
saying last season. I'm saying the last 15 seasons, 45%. Even if
a
that
good
one is
sample
an
size.
anomaly, even if that one is an anomaly, it's probably going to go to 47%.
I'm
Do you
going to
think
Kel's
Liverpool
next.
win the league
I'm
with
going to
playing
Kel's
this
next.
way?
But Professor, Spartacus does
Take
have
the
you
L.
on this one because he's using 15 years. You're using a
No,
one-year
but he's.
sample.
I proved
Take
it to him
the
last
L,
season.
Hamza.
He
Move
said,
on.
He
Take
said
the L.
Arsenal.
Move on.
And I proved it to him by
Take the L,
Liverpool. I just
move on.
checked it. Liverpool.
Yeah,
had the
but
best
Liverpool is a one-year example where
Okay,
Spartacus is using the
Man
last
United.
15.
Man United's team that used to win the league, they were better.
That's not
by
15
far.
years
They were
ago.
better.
That's not
than-
15
and Man
years
United
ago.
Man United won 13 Premier Leagues.
You're
Their
on mute, Martin.
defense was
Why you talking
impeccable.
about United?
No, you're on.
Hamza-
Hold on.
Yeah,
No,
they're not
okay.
in the title race.
We're
No,
gonna
no,
take this
that-
point.
that
No,
30
he's
era.
talking about
30
back in the
era,
day at the
13
time.
years.
But we're gonna put a pin in this one because we are gonna revisit this. This is a tracker that's gonna happen throughout the
track
season
this down.
because we're gonna have a conversation about best defense, best attack as we go on. Clearly, City score the most goals right now. We can clean up our defense, and again, agenda-wise, we are better at scoring open play goals. Martin just brought up the point that we create more assists, right? So therefore, we're also relying on a wider number of players to create opportunities for us where Arsenal aren't. There's vulnerabilities of every club, whether it's City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. For those that have confidence that we can or cannot do it, I hear you on it. For those that think Arsenal can or cannot do it, I hear you on it.
Do you know
Same
why,
goes for
Greg?
Chelsea.
Because to me, you know why? Because this season more than ever, and I think it's because of last season, because of the PTSD from last season. I've never known a
go to you
season
next.
where we literally magnify losses and performances so much.
Oh yeah.
When you actually look in a lot of our title runs, we've always had games where we are a bit dodger. I said it earlier on my show. 2017, we played Southampton at home in the 100-point season. Southampton were like third or fourth bottom. Took a Raheem Sterling last-minute wonder goal, if you remember, where Pep and Ben Mendy were jogging down the touchline, having celebrations and all loving each other. Now, because we've won everything we've won, a last-minute winner's no good no more. We can't celebrate those last-minute winners anymore because that's showing a weak mentality. This is what I'm saying. When you're on the journey and you're climbing the hill, you're enjoying the journey. When you're at the top, you know, it's got to be 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, and don't concede a shot at any point. And we've stopped enjoying football. We've stopped enjoying celebrating goals, celebrating equalisers, celebrating last-minute winners. We've stopped doing it because we're too focused on what's happened in the game. Because we're so scared and we are so weak-minded now as a fan base that we have forgotten to how good football can be.
Preach.
Because unless you're 5-0 up, it's not good anymore. And I'm sorry, people are going to say this, we've become a very arrogant fan base.
All right, that's for another show. That's for another show. No, I'm cutting you off. We've become what we said we weren't going to become, but that's for another show.
But should I just say, Vator, quickly? Okay. Guess how many teams had the best defense won the league title? 1992. Guess
since the Prem, since the start of the Prem.
Since Prem started till now, yeah. What and that doesn't count the Liverpool team that won last season.
60%. I'll say 60%.
All right, so
Hamza, we've always been in the top 2 or 3 of defenses for the last 10 years.
I've got it here, 62%.
That's Ederson as our keeper. Too.
We've always been in the top 3 or defenses for the last
62%. That's mad, and that's without the Liverpool team.
Hamza,
the factor that they don't take, I need to investigate. And I'm going to come back to the panel. I'm going to investigate those teams that deemed that they're counting. Had they won the Premier League, because let's say, for example, I won the Premier League by March, I can play my B team. I can concede goals. So I don't.
That's the problem. We're too busy trying to win. We're too busy trying to win a league by March on record points. I don't care if we win. I don't care if we win the league with the last kick of the game on game 38 and it comes off someone's left toe. I don't care.
This is what I think our defense is the problem.
Wait, Hamza, this is what I was going to say earlier. Yeah? But obviously, I'll let Sparker speak. Since we're talking about a title race, I know Martin, other guys, we're in a title race, is what you're mentioning. We've played 13 games so far. We've accumulated 4 losses. Whenever we won the league, over a 38 game span season, we've probably only accumulated a total loss of 5 or 6. You can check this.
That's the problem.
Yeah. No, but let me just land this point. Yeah, we've already accumulated 4 losses in 13 games. This is why me personally, I'm not talking about a title race while we're currently entering the month of December, because we have 4 out of 13 games in the Premier League so far we've lost. Until the next international break, which is going to be happening in March, then I can look and say, you know what, we can't afford a loss. We can't afford a loss from now up until that next international break, since we've already accumulated so many in the first 13.
I hear
I'm not talking about a title race.
Sorry, Kels, you wanted to mention something, and I know we were kind of going back and forth. It was with regards to like the defense, the attack. Do you remember what you want to say?
Yeah, it's mostly about Arsenal. I think they have something else in mind that they're trying to do. And their fan base as well, because every time they play a game and they have a clean sheet, they're like, "Oh, we're coming for you, Chelsea. We're coming for your defensive record." And you can see in some of these games, even when they're winning by a lot, they're sprinting back at the end of games to try to keep a clean sheet. That's going to catch up to them in the second half of the season, especially if they're trying to go for the Champions League as well. Yeah. I think they're kind of obsessed with that. And they've given up.
Do you know what's weird? Do you know what's weird? I'm just looking now. Every team apart from Arsenal has lost 3 games minimum. Every single team.
Yeah.
We've lost 4 games. We're only 5 points back. So the draws are hurting them.
We've lost 4, by the way.
Do you know, in the top 5, the top 5 teams, Arsenal have got 3 draws. Chelsea 3 draws. Villa 3 draws. Brighton 4 draws. We have 1.
We've lost 4 though. We've lost 4.
No, I know, but Conway, it does balance itself out, because everybody wants to look at the loss column, but it's important to also see how teams are performing with regards to draws. I know we may dismiss this because even in their best, their magical season, they had 12 draws.
No, but we've won more games than Chelsea and Aston Villa.
Martin, someone saying that in Premier League for a long time, you cannot win the league
with more than 5 losses across the 38 games.
You also can't win the league with too many draws.
I remember this a lot. They used to say,
Hamza, hold
on. No. 1 second. Everybody that's on the laptop, open up some tabs real quick. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we not pimp Arsenal to our 4-peat with more losses to them but less draws?
Yeah. They don't.
But how many losses did we have though, Vator? How many losses did we have? No. That season, you're right, Vator. That season, how many losses did we have in total? Go on.
How many losses did we have?
Did we have 4 or 5?
I'll
Okay,
tell
exactly
you
my
now.
point.
I'll tell you now. I'll
Exactly
get it
my
up
point.
now. Hang on.
Yeah, but
I'll
you're
get
trying
it
to
up
claim
now.
that
let
Arsenal
Martin
aren't
get
going
it
to
up.
catch
Let Martin
losses,
get it up.
though.
Let Martin get it up. Go on, Martin.
Pause.
Right,
Pause.
24-25. We lost 3 games. We drew 7.
There you are. 6 losses is a rule. We're 4.
Yeah, but how do you know you're saying right? We can't. I agree. 6 losses.
6 losses.
But here's the thing: we're going to do business in January. We have to beat Arsenal at the Etihad.
Okay, but Martin, I just want to ask you a question. Yeah, do you agree or don't agree that from now up until the next international break, we can't afford to lose a game?
No,
You agree on that? Yeah.
no.
Why? So
I think
we can lose the
they'll
game.
draw a
We
couple
can
of
lose the
games.
game and still expect to be in the title race.
Yeah.
Depends how the other results go.
If
Well,
we lose one game,
Curtis
and
just
win
hit
all
us
the
with a
rest,
great fact. I got to hit the buzzer. Clinical,
We've
I'm gonna go
never
back to
won
you.
the league. We've never won the league after having more than 6 losses. By the way, under Pep Guardiola, we've never won the league.
No, never. I remember.
We've never won the league after having more than 6 losses in the Premier League under Pep. We've never won
Yeah,
the
I
league.
know that rule. 6
We,
losses.
we already have 4.
I was a
Right?
young
This is
kid.
why I'm not
Okay,
talking
okay,
about
I hear
that.
that point. We're gonna
not
move
disputing
on.
that.
Oh, 1 second. We're gonna keep that point. So not only are we tracking the attack, tracking the defense, we're tracking these losses. I hear the point with regards to we can't suffer too many more losses because then it kind of shows us that we're not at that level yet. But also we need to track these draws that are happening elsewhere because it's about the points. It's about the points. Now, Clinical, you were gonna say something real quick, and I want to throw it to you.
I was gonna say if we lose one game in that run and win all the rest, I still think that works out better for us than if we were to draw, say, 3 games and then win the rest without a loss, because we'd end up with more points. And the last point I want to say, because I do have to go now.
All right, bless.
I feel like I hear this at this point of the season. I hear this all the time. Oh, City don't look the same. Oh, they're not winning the league this year. I remember, was it 2 years ago when we had that horrible game against Villa at Villa Park? We had stones in the CDM. After that game, everyone was at their absolute lowest. No one was confident we were going to win the league, and we went on and did it. So we just have to. It's been 13 games. Let's be real. We just have to let the season play out a bit more. Yes, we have to keep an eye on the form. That's why people have been a bit cagey about this Leeds game. Not necessarily the result, but there was shaky moments in there that we don't want to see rear its head again at any time soon. So we just have to keep an eye on how things are going. We have, who do we have next?
Fulham. Tuesday.
Fulham away. That's a tough game.
Man. Tough game, man.
Yeah. Give me the 1-0 right now. I'll take it and run.
We only have a 1-day break. That's crazy, by the way.
Did Fulham play? Fulham played?
Oh, the Prem's not doing us any favors.
Didn't Fulham play today? Fulham played against Spurs today.
No, they played yesterday.
When did we become
We're not
Tottenham?
scared. No, we're not scared.
When did we become Tottenham?
Martin, no, I'm going to do a proper farewell because Clinical said he did have to drop. He was giving his 2 cents. So, Clinical, appreciate you being on the show, man. Please, blessings to you and the fam. Hope everything's good back home as well. Yeah. Thanks for being a part of the show. And again, CIA weekly. I'm trying to do this on the regular, so I'm so blessed to have you on the panel. Thanks for joining, man.
Respect my brother. Big up the panel. Great conversation as always. Hopefully see y'all next week. All right.
Absolutely.
See you next week, Clinical.
Well, you know what it is, Vader? Yeah, something that would
Hamza read chat very quickly.
It's the same first team we can't beat.
Yeah, but something that we're not taking into account.
Everybody's beating Spurs except us.
Yeah, something that we're not taking into account is the places that we need to go in the second half of the season. Don't forget, Arsenal have already completed going to a lot of the grounds. They've already went to Anfield. They've already
Trafford's ground. Old Trafford.
The only stadium.
Newcastle.
The only stadium I would say left for Arsenal would be the Etihad. As for us, we need to go Anfield.
They still have to go to Villa Park, and they still have to go to Bournemouth.
Villa Park as well, but by
they've been so many times away. So many times.
Also, we've seen Brentford is a very tough ground too.
That's true. That's
true. We've still got to go.
We always win at Tottenham. Tottenham is a ground we generally win at.
There you go.
5 years there without scoring a single goal. What do you mean we always win there?
And then we did win our last two. We were linked with Harry Kane. We lost. I was on the ground.
Was it?
Season after that, we lost again. And the season after that, we lost again.
We lost there in the treble season.
Crystal Palace is the bogey team. No, it's not. Check the facts.
It's a very hard place. Very hard place.
You know, you said about Newcastle and we lost there.
All I'm gonna say is that whenever Martin goes to a game, I put a bet on the opposition side.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine because I go to games. But anyway, moving on.
Wow, we're not doing that. We're not
That's
doing
a low blow, man. Hey, listen, when you come after me, I come back after that.
Look, I'm making money. That's all that matters. I'm making money.
I want to hear predictions for Fulham. I want to hear what people are going to say this one.
So before we do Fulham,
I'm jumping in a minute. I'm going to go and do a space.
All right, fair enough.
Before we
So Martin, say the Fulham's score. I want to hear this.
Wait, are you leaving now, Martin?
City will win.
City will win. That's fair. That's fair. I just
It's
want
a
to say
must-win.
this real quick.
It's a must-win.
I want to say this real quick because I'm cognizant of time. We're almost closing in on 2 hours. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Everybody in the chat, thank you so very much. I saw different names. Hopefully you subscribed. And the channel, the ads for each and every one of them are going to be in the description of this channel. So please make sure to, when you visit here, to support and show the same love to their channels as well. Predicting a Fulham win, that's calm. With regards to what we just saw, right? We spent a lot of time talking City, and I love it. When we have more shows, we'll actually apply and put the agendas on with regards to Chelsea and Arsenal. But the fact that this Arsenal, right? I'm doing the agenda part. The fact that this, the best team in the world, the best team in Europe, the best squad, lost to a 10-man Chelsea.
They drew,
but
drew.
Drop points. They dropped points to a team they should have.
The fact that they dropped points to a 10-man Chelsea without Cole Palmer, we're going to be cooking with that for the remainder of the week. We're going to be cooking with the vulnerability that we're seeing from Arsenal. The reason why I'm not going crazy and saying this title is ours is because I'm not seeing the City with the same type of aura, with the same type of consistency to say that. But to say that we have a chance at it, 100%. Chelsea have a chance at it as well. Arsenal aren't what all of their fans tell us they are. They're already telling us that they're the best in the world. They're already telling us that they're going to win more than one trophy. So let's see how they deal with this pressure. Let's see how this manager deals with the scrutiny. And once you see one club of lesser talent have success against them, you know, they copycat. They look at how they're going to then set up the same way. Let's see how Arsenal bounce back from the drop points. The Fulham game is next for us. And I say it all the time. I just want to be in arm's reach of this title race. Fulham, we have to keep this momentum going despite going away. If we're going to give a prediction, Conway, I'm going to start with you as the one that's going to kick off the prediction wise, and then you, G Certified. Well, what would you anticipate possibly with? I'm first going to ask you, what would you anticipate rotation wise, and what would you then maybe predict from a score standpoint?
Well, I hope Mamu starts this game. I want to see Mamu start.
Okay.
I want to see Doku start as well. I'm dropping Reinders, just because I think it was poor over the past 2 games.
Okay.
And maybe I'd keep the backline the same. Maybe I know he gets a chance. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, that will pretty much be it. From a prediction standpoint, I want to apologize to all the viewers and panel. I don't do predictions, but hopefully we win.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I don't like doing predictions before I see the 11 as well. Like, I don't really like that. I like to hear Pep talk about who's fit.
No, because
who's not.
whenever I've done predictions, we end up losing or drawing.
Oh, I'm never asking you for a prediction ever again.
Yeah, never ask me.
I'm never asking you again. Okay, that's a rule. That's a rule on this channel. We don't ask Conway predictions. G Certified. What you got to say?
I'm always gonna say that we're gonna win. You know,
Why's Hamza got a coat on? What's she doing?
Turn the heat on, Hamza. Turn the heat on.
G Certified's got a coat on too. It's cold.
I don't blame the guy.
It's cold.
Hamza, I thought you were Brazilian, mate. Hamza, I thought you were Brazilian, mate. Thought you were Brazilian.
Put the heating on.
Yeah, the fact that he's Brazilian, he doesn't like the cold. That's why he got the coat on.
In London right now.
Listen, I'm not.
We're
My
gonna
friend's
get
house.
that cold in Brazil.
Get me here with the old flannel. Let's go. I'm not
Hamza, it's about 37 degrees right now. Why are you wearing a coat?
It's not jealous. I mean, in England, it's like 5 degrees.
Aren't you Brazilian? Aren't you Brazilian
in England? What are you doing? But no, G Certified. And maybe not necessarily. Who would you want to see? Not dropping or rotation, but who would you maybe want to change in the 11?
Well, I think that I think for me, we've got to rotate, man. I would like to see Nori get some minutes. I do. Obviously, I love Nico. I love Nico O'Reilly, and I want him to start. But to be fair, I do think it needs to get to a point of where we do need to try and get some of these players starting in some of these games, because if something happens to some of these players and we get injuries, then yeah. So I want to see.
On Tuesday night, and y'all went shit about it. Y'all went batshit crazy when he made changes.
Nah, he made 10, Martin. Don't do that. We're having a good convo.
You changed 3 or 4. That's about it.
Sorry, I'm in a very mischievous mood.
You are. You're all over the place.
I'm getting ready for my space. That's what I'm ready for.
Oh, I'm gonna be ready for that one, Marty.
But I'll say
everybody, make sure you're following
jump in on that too
on Twitter.
I'll say Nori, and I'd say I want to see Cherky, and I want to see Cherky start as well, not off the bench. I want to actually see him start, and then maybe as well Kusanov as well. You know.
Okay. Not mad at that.
So my big one. Well, I've already told you my big one.
Yeah.
I'm dropping Haaland.
Really?
I'm sorry, I am not letting him get away with that performance from yesterday. If anyone else,
I actually think we should drop Gavardio for the same reason.
Anyone else puts that performance in, we're asking.
No, Haaland's allowed to get away with it.
No, he's not. No, this is the problem. We are still player FC. The badge on the front is bigger than any name on the back.
Haaland was magnificent.
If you play crap, the bench you go.
Haaland was magnificent yesterday. I'm not having Haaland slander.
Yeah, he was magnificent for Leeds.
In my life.
Magnificent for Leeds.
Yes, he was magnificent.
Yeah.
Martin, I think
poor though.
Haaland was. I think you're gonna say this as an agenda, fair, but I think Donnarumma was worse than Haaland.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's an agenda.
Tell me what Haaland did yesterday. Apart
Tell me what Donnarumma did.
United.
You got bullied by
I was born
Tell me what
there.
Donnarumma did. Tell me what Donnarumma
I can't
did.
score.
He saved the pen.
But then he conceded literally in the same play, so what does it matter?
No, I'm sorry. No, strikers. No, if Omar Mamouche had put that performance in yesterday that Erling Haaland had, we'd all be calling it out. But because it's Haaland, we're scared of doing it.
Let's not do that.
Martin, do you realize that Donnarumma had 1 save and we conceded 2 goals? If that's some people are going to his house to get him out.
At least Donnarumma saved the penalty.
But then we conceded in the same play.
Edison's too busy getting his bits out.
All right, chat. These guys are wilding out right now. I realize that I got to deal with a 2-hour threshold before they start losing it. There's Donnarumma talk.
Agenda crazy.
There's dropping.
He saved 1 shot.
That's when shit went left.
That's
we
more than
conceded 2 goals.
More than James Trafford's ever done.
No, if that's Edison, people are going to his house to get him out of the football.
Because Edison's too busy getting his bits and bobs out for the Fenerbahce fans, giving it the large one.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Everybody in the chat, if you have not hit that like button yet, do so right now. If you're a new name, I appreciate you being here and subscribe to the channel. This is going to be weekly. This is CIA, Citeh Intelligent Agendas, and I have tremendous fun, and these panelists are absolutely amazing. And
just one last thing, by the way. I hope Kelsey doesn't come on that space because your boy is getting wrecked.
Oh my God.
You know, I said to drop him. You didn't read my Twitter. I said to drop him.
He's getting wrecked. Worst performance in a City shirt he pulled on yesterday.
Yeah, I said to drop him, so don't accuse me of being biased. I said to drop him.
Quick stat on Gavardio, since January of 2024,
here we
he's
go.
their top scorer.
Here we go.
Factual, by the way.
I love that. Everybody.
How's your boy doing in Turkey? Come on.
Everybody hit the like button. Please show love to each and every one of them in the chat. Professor had to drop. Clinical had to drop, but they were absolutely phenomenal. I got G certified, Spartacus, Martin, my man Conway, and early doors right from the beginning. I had Kels. Thank you so very much. I have fun when we talk this way. And again, difference of opinion is.
I'm not getting invited back next week.
Nah, you're gonna continue to do this.
Me and Martin are done.
We're gonna have we got reoccurring.
Carl.
We got reoccurring.
Carl and Martin. That's fireworks.
We'll find the perfect balance. We're gonna have reoccurring conversations with regards to our defense, our attack, the wins, the losses, and the performance that we see. Everybody's vulnerable in their own way. This is gonna be an amazing title race. to say that one club is written off, I think it's lazy. This might be a season that's very unfamiliar to when we were doing our fight to the very end with the Liverpool. I think we're looking at something very different this season, and we're seeing a club that's trying to do it for the first time in over 20 years. So let's see how let's see how they deal with the pressure. But I'm Vatorgames. The ats are going to be in the description. Please tune in for the next future shows and join Martin and many of us in Spaces on Twitter X shortly. Bless. Catch you guys. Let me shut this down. Let me try with this outro.